Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
12 to 4 out of the locker room. Dix with a great cut. Dix and one. It's a 14 to 4 run to start the second half for Creighton. Dix ignites the Blue Jays. He's got 17. First in double figures for the Hawkeyes. Mobley 3. Oh, it falls. Everything's going down for Ohio State. Two-man game, bounce pass, Biden throws it down. Inside the corner line for the dunk and one. Mismatch here of Steinbach on Boyd. There's Boyd for three. Yes. Boyd puts it on the deck, lays it up, no good. Tap it and one. Huskers.
Down the stretch, defensively, that was a huge problem for the Boilermakers. Offense hasn't been a problem this year. Up inside, count that bucket of the foul on Singleton. Smith, for the triple. Oh, what a play by Braden Smith. Oh, my goodness. To the other end for two. Superman lays out.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by NextGen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
What up?
Not too much. How we doing?
Good. I am clearly, right now at this particular moment, I'll give it about another 18 minutes, better than you.
Why is that?
Well, I don't have your congestion and your gunky gunk.
Yeah, I hit a little nose spray right before the show started, so we're hoping that clears things up like a little bit.
What are you, Primatine Mist? A little, who are you? What are you?
What nose spray do I use?
Yeah.
I use the hardcore stuff.
Just saline? What?
Afrin.
Afrin. Is Afrin pretty good?
It's the best one, but there's some drawbacks.
Really?
Well, apparently they say you can become like addicted to it. I don't really know what that means. It's not like cocaine or anything.
That's interesting. What do you develop an addiction to clarity?
Yeah. So what they say is sometimes your body has a hard time clearing the inflammation by itself if you use it too often. And so you just have to keep using it
you don't you don't think to yourself, ooh, what are the ingredients in Afrin?
Yeah. You're not like, give me that sweet, sweet Afrin. You're just like, I can't breathe right now.
Huh. That's interesting.
I don't know. It's worth it to me because otherwise I can't breathe all the time. So
that's kind of how I feel about melatonin, like taking it to go to sleep.
Yeah, I don't do that just because it gives me weird dreams. Everybody
says that, but I think it's not really everybody. I think it's just the 17 people I know that take it.
Well, you got to understand, though.
That's a pretty high hit percentage.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other people in the world that probably take it.
You know about like sample sizes and percentages, and I don't know. It's fine. Okay, it's not a big deal.
I don't know if that's a big enough sample size.
I don't know, but if you're batting 1,000 like that, you start to.
Yeah, but it might just be the 17 people I know. It could be another, I don't know, 106 that are on it that I know that just don't talk about it.
109.
So 17 out of 123 isn't a ton.
I think it's still statistically significant if you're doing a study.
17 out of 123?
Yeah. I mean,
would that be enough to get the little words on the bottom of a commercial?
I think it would be enough to be like, hey, yeah, for some people, this causes some weird dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the medical terminology for that.
I am in shadow in my room. And he take the love that I gave you. Isn't that lucid dreams?
I have no idea what that is. I thought that was some more of your smushing music.
I know you're not the one. I don't use that weird word.
I don't know.
So I just want to put that out there. I'm glad, even though you don't feel like tip top, no pun intended, up to snuff, or sniff. I am glad Auburn took an L, so at least you have another day of consternation and hand wringing.
I'm gonna be honest, man. We're pretty close to like a full-on meltdown.
Could you believe how many leads were blown?
A lot of them.
Just not safe.
Not well. Also, just like not great basketball in a lot of those. Some of it, it's just pretty gross.
Well, you're not going to get 23 turnovers like Arizona State.
Well, I was just really glad that somebody in the Hurley family finally got what they deserved.
Wow.
Even though he appears to be nicer because his father loved him, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Shane, like right on cue, it doesn't take very long. Do you have that Hurley clip from ESPN Originals that I grabbed? I just
But like, what is the worst thing that you'd say about me? That I scream at officials, and every season or two I go a little too far. Sports are getting softer, and there's not enough people that are living and dying with every possession, striving, giving everything that they have to winning.
Are you out on that?
Yeah, because it's a total mischaracterization of how he acts.
Shane, that's not really Hurley. Let me hear it. I think that's Hurley and how he thinks he acts.
That's how.
But
he
like,
thinks
what is
he
the
acts.
worst thing that you'd say about me? That I scream at officials, and every season or two I go a little too far. Sports are getting softer, and there's not enough people that are living and dying with every possession, striving, giving everything that they have to winning.
You think that's a mischaracterization?
I think he's
a full-on bully.
I think he's trying to gaslight you
gosh.
into believing that he's not just straight up abusive of people.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, like imagine being like, if I was coaching a basketball team, or I don't know, let's take it somewhere else outside of sports. Let's say I'm a father of 2.
Okay.
Heaven forbid. But like, let's say I'm a father. It's just not for me. Congratulations to everybody else on their kids and whatnot. Let's say I'm a father of 2, and I just every once in a while just scream relentlessly, berate my children. Let's say, I don't know, once every couple months, just scream at them, go crazy, yell at them, call them names, bump them a little bit. Like,
well, I mean, he may say that I bumped him, but I don't think I bumped him. I think I was just
all of your games are on TV, Daniel.
No.
But like, what is the worst thing that you'd say about me?
And so I like, imagine that is my scenario. And somebody's like, let's say, I go to court-ordered therapy, as he probably should. And they're like, hey, why do you do this? And I was like, well, I just care so much about their upbringing that I just can't help but scream at them and act like a horrible human being.
Heaven forbid.
I just care so much. That's idiotic. Being like, you know what well-adjusted people do? They don't scream at people because they care too much. I understand getting a little, up in arms every once in a while, but he doesn't scream at situations. He screams at people. I've seen it. I've sat behind their bench for years. He screams at people. He's not mad at situations. He berates and abuses people verbally. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. That's not basketball being soft. That's you being a dick for no reason. It just is. Like, I felt the same way about both.
Shout out Afrin.
It's the same
But
thing.
like, what is the worst thing that you'd say about me?
It's the same thing about Bo Pelini. Like, I thought he was a fine dude most of the time. The Team Jack thing was awesome. The cat thing was funny. Like, he seemed like somewhere in there was a good human being. But every once in a while, he'd try and hit a ref with his hat, and that's not cool. Like, every once in a while, he would be spit yelling into Taylor Martinez's mouth, which is not cool. Like, that's not a way you should treat people ever. And if I treat people like that sometimes, which I don't think I do, but if I did, then I would feel bad about myself and probably take inventory about where I went wrong in life. Not be like, I think people are soft. What's the worst thing you could say about me? That I'm a huge dick like half the time? Like, only when I'm doing my job am I a giant a-hole. The rest of the time, I'm only kind of an a-hole. Like, yeah, that's actually, if that's the worst thing someone can say about you, that's actually pretty bad. That you're just a horrible human being while you do your job. Especially especially for basketball coaches, because they're working a lot. So that means he's a bad dude a lot of the time.
It's like 7:09. People are going to school. Do we have to go huge pee-pee?
We could go tiny pee-pee if you'd prefer.
Well, you got to understand, though.
All right, shout out.
That was the
Shout
sanitized version.
Shout out Coach Hurley.
I'm just saying.
Go UConn today.
You knew what you were doing. You pulled that up.
No, I just wanted to know. I think you have to watch the original. But apparently it's not going to change your mind.
But like, what is the worst thing that you'd say about me?
Juan said, I've heard enough. Give Ravi a kid.
I don't know what I was doing. I'm trying to humanize you a little bit, but apparently that's not going to happen.
You can humanize me in a lot of things. I'm very good at empathy.
Even she thinks that's hilarious. You can't even say that with a straight face.
I mean it. I think
this dude just said, I'm very good at empathy.
I think I'm a very empathetic person. I think most people in my personal life would agree with me.
Oh, okay. This is very... It was her laugh that got me. This time it wasn't at me. I think she about lost it right there. When you can hear somebody laugh through the glass.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. I think most people, if you gave them some truth serum, would tell you I'm a very empathetic person.
Is that the blue stuff?
Whatever the glycemium, sodium, whatever.
Act a lot like Afron?
Or
Afrin? Afrin. Act a lot like Afrin?
Afron is the off-brand stuff you get at like the Dollar Tree. It's Afron. Or it's the like all natural stuff.
With a deadpan straight face. I think I'm a very empathetic person.
I think I am.
How late did you start watching hoops? I had to sit through that Carolina trash.
End of Kansas TCU.
I looked at the clock. It's like 10:30. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. No, it was the late slate. There was about 4 games going on after 10.
How about the whole 80-79 thing? And back-to-backers.
Yeah, I mean,
were you cheering your brains out for FSU?
Not really. I mean,
it would have been a wide open ACC tournament.
I don't care that much about how the ACC plays out. It's just, I mean, if I'm being honest, like, it's not like FSU's good.
I'm not sure I'm enjoying your mood. I'm going to need you to feel better in a hurry.
It's not like FSU. You're the one that started the Hurley thing. That's on you.
No, see, the Hurley thing was
6 Big East games. Is this like a kid's chair?
I don't need a Phil Jackson chair or anything, but no, I don't. The ACC is not terribly interesting to me. Like, it's the Caleb Wilson injury being out for the year really bums me out. I'm sure as it does you, because I think it kind of neuters a lot of that conference.
I think Kobe is a little distraught over the injuries, not me.
Oh, okay.
Kobe's a Duke fan.
He doesn't. I would imagine he's not distraught over Caleb Wilson being out at all.
No, that's true. Right.
I think he's probably all right.
He's like, huh.
I mean,
no Michael Brown either. Oh shoot.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, I know Duke's dealing with their own stuff, but
oh no.
Like, I mean, I don't think there's anything about this tournament that's going to tell me anything about the ACC that I don't already think is true.
Yeah, just Ravi out on the ACC.
Well, I mean, Duke is good. I don't know what they are with kind of the injuries they're dealing with. I don't totally know what to do with Virginia still.
Meet Virginia. They almost tinkled it down their leg yesterday. That's what they did.
Yeah, and I don't think NC State's very good. So
NC State, I keep telling them, they're capable, right? They shoot a ton of threes. So
high variance.
At some point when they got a really high variance.
North Carolina without Caleb Wilson is dramatically less interesting to me.
Fairly pedestrian.
And
that's it. Do you like Miami?
Not really. Louisville without Brown is kind of, we saw what that was yesterday. Miami's fine. I don't think they're special by any means. Like, they're not.
Isn't that special?
It's
some crazy game. It's a good day.
What do we have today?
Today you got a heck of a slate, Ravi, because games start early again, which is ultimately what you want.
We like early games.
And you get Nebraska and Purdue probably during your, I don't know, you don't really cook, but during a lot of people's dinner time.
Yeah.
So you just have to decide, do you want your cheese and crackers and store-bought salami before 5:20 and have it out on the counter for your charcuterie board? Or do you want to...
It's really more of like a pre-dinner thing. You're not like eating a charcuterie board for dinner.
I mean, on a Friday night with hoops, it might be a quick.
Oh, it feels like that's like an order pizza type situation,
She's got some. Go ahead, Sash. You're chomping at the bit to go.
You don't
ahead
want to
and
order
get
pizza? What do you?
I'm never gonna say no to ordering pizza, but who full on shuts down a charcuterie board?
I'm not saying shut down a charcuterie board. I'm saying that's not a meal.
Sure, it is.
Ravi.
Girl dinner.
I'm probably not doing a charcuterie board for dinner. Like, that's more of a little appetizer, a little snack.
It's Friday. Big Gorton's or Van de Kam's fish stick guy.
No.
No.
Famously not Catholic. That's a different part of India. It's really more of the Goa region was infiltrated by the Catholicism.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm just, I feel like I should check on you. You know what you should do?
What's that?
We're doing this. I birthed this in the shower a couple months ago. I think I said this to you in passing.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to do it daily or like on Fridays, but since you're the king of 1 to 10s,
yeah,
I think we need to have a 1 to 10 segment of things that just drive you up the wall.
So
kind of like Pat's I'm over it.
So you just want to rage bait me once a week? Like you just did with the Dan Hurley thing?
I have them too.
You know what? The easiest job I got is
I have them too. Like I could easily spend 16 minutes on why they let people buy gaming cards and pickle tickets in the same line as you would pay for anything else at a gas station, which takes 27 extra minutes.
Like, now can I get that one? And
I think I would go with 16, 47, whatever. Just do give me the random.
My favorite is when,
get your ass out of line.
4, 6.
My favorite
Go someplace else.
When people are buying lottery tickets, but they're like, no, I need to pick the numbers. I was like, yeah, that'll give you a better shot.
Yeah, there's plenty of meltdowns.
Because
although his today, I didn't. For you gym goers, like, do people wear jeans? Pat's over people wearing jeans in the gym. Who's wearing jeans in the gym?
It happens. It is weird. Like, don't do that. That's
you have lots of strong opinions.
Full on psychopath behavior. Wearing jeans. I mean, just the chafing alone.
Wow. Okay.
What are we doing? Like,
That's fine.
Don't wear jeans in the gym. That is crazy person behavior.
It's the first thing you thought of.
Yeah, of course it is.
Not range of motion. Not.
No, I don't care about that at all. They make these really fancy jeans now that have a little spandex in them, so they stretch real nice. You know, there's a lot of things that range of motion is actually vastly improved. And I mean, listen, I'm wearing jeans right now, you know, and like I've got pretty good for me. My entire shelf just fell down. My range of motion pretty good in these jeans. See, like,
oh no,
you know, like these are jeans, but look at these. Like I can do a full squat. See,
it's definitely.
We're going to put this back together here real quick. That was a tragedy.
I'm stuck on, how did you say it? Shaping.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I had charcuterie boards on the mind.
So it's chafing?
It's chafing. I mispronounced it. I can own that. We're just gonna redesign my shelf here real quick on the fly.
So,
we lost Pete.
At what point do you think our stream is like, what are these idiots going to do today?
I don't know, but did you see how good my range of motion was in these jeans? So that's not the part I'm worried about. I am worried about the chafing, not Mike chafing. Although I've heard other radio programs can cause that. It's hard to tell. Well, just some discomfort.
Where did that come from?
Oh, hold on. We got to save Pete. Sorry, Pete. My bad, buddy.
Oh,
there you go.
I'm going to ask one more time
Pistol
for fear of you melting down on me.
Yeah. We good? Did everything get back?
Are you okay?
I'm great.
I am not okay.
You want to wear my Hulk hands?
Yeah, let me see that.
See, there's a little like loop in there. You can hold on to them. See?
Oh, that's not what I was expecting. It's kind of soft.
Well, what did you think it was going to be? You thought like it was plastic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, they're foam. I think it's so like if kids actually do hit each other with them, they don't like.
Oh, it's still going to hurt.
Yeah, but it's not going to like cause cutting. Plastic, you'd have like gashes. You know what I mean? Like, so you don't want to do that.
And,
you know what?
Anyway, back to, are you ready for hoops? You get an 11 a.m. Big Ten tip. I think you get Michigan and Ohio State.
You know why I don't let children use these is because I let somebody borrow one once.
And they bit it?
Yeah, some kid bit that out of the Hulk hand. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you biting your own Hulk hands, weirdo? Last time I ever lent those out for a birthday party. It's just unnecessary, you know?
Oh.
Why kids got to bite stuff all the time? You know?
Are we blaming this on Hurley?
Well, I'd like to blame most things on Hurley. I don't think I can blame Hurley for a kid biting my whole cans, though.
But like, what is the worst thing?
About the general disposition.
I'm in a great mood. I really felt like that got the juices flowing. Felt like it got my, it really raised my empathy up this morning as well. Up from its normally very high place of empathy. It's even higher now.
11 a.m.
Yeah, what do we got at 11? I mean,
Ohio
Nebraska's
State,
at 5:30.
Ohio State, Michigan. That's the first big one.
That one's fine. Wisconsin, Illinois is better.
What do you mean fine?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Not
everyone's.
My man A.A. Ron's going to make fun of you.
No,
it's fine.
That's fine.
Not everyone's as
Sasha, we never debate. We never agreed. I didn't want to debate it. Who started it's fine first, me or you?
I think it was a combo of both. I think it usually had to do with Fridays too. At the old place.
Shane, you have hers, right?
It's fine.
It's the pause that does it for me.
Fine.
Because
It's fine.
you could tell she wants to say something else and like go full Sasha on the moment. And then she's like, I'm in charge now. Got to keep this thing together. Got to keep it on the tracks.
At what point did you find that Sasha cusses 18 times more than you do?
Well, I mean, almost.
No, they're all worse.
Almost instantly when I met her. Like, it's not something she hides. That's like asking, like, when did you find out Sasha had a lot of tattoos? It's like, well, I met her. Like this is the situation we're in. Like, DB, when did you find out I have a beard?
Wow.
Right off the bat there.
I feel like there's these undertones of aggression today. Can I ask any softball? Like,
yeah, what do you want?
I don't know. Like, do you like dogs?
I love dogs. Dogs are great.
Okay, we're just trying to.
Dogs are the best.
We're just trying
Can
to
I pet that dog?
temperament down a little.
Maybe that's where I'm confusing. Most of my empathy goes to dogs.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What do you expect in the day in Kentucky, Florida?
I'm expecting Florida to win.
Boat race?
What's the line?
I think around 13, maybe.
I mean, if they think it's that big, it's probably that big.
Was 3.5 a lot for you from Nebraska? Is angry Ravi not the best Ravi? Like this is it's pretty good. Who cares if you have any sorts of joy in your heart?
I have lots of joy in my heart.
Here we go.
I got that joy.
It's just oozing. It's oozing
heart.
out of your Afrin-esque pores.
Joy in my heart.
I didn't.
No? Did you guys sing that song?
Yeah, in like.
Yeah, little kid. It was like little kid church.
Yeah, that's back when I used to go to Awana with my neighbor just because they had good snacks. I had no idea what I was really doing.
They sang that one at Awana.
And they had like you do like scooter races and stuff like on your knees.
They have like charcuterie boards out there. Good snacks. No? I don't know. I've never been to an Awana club. Although it does seem like that's more my people church than your people church.
Yeah.
Other half, Shane. That's the same half.
I really do have a good heart. I'm just smart-mouthed and a little mean.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I can identify there.
I'm trying to salvage this thing.
I think it's going great. The 3.5 for Nebraska. That probably seems about right.
Very, very naughty, Shane. Very naughty.
That seems about right for I think what the perception of the two teams is.
Yeah.
I probably
Purdue juggernaut. Terrible matchup. Whoa, it's the juggernaut.
Yeah, for whatever reason, people just decided that Purdue is a terrible matchup for Nebraska, which I don't think is true. And I don't know. I probably kind of like Nebraska there a little bit.
So, were you not?
Ken Palm's got it at 2, so he's got that as high by 1.5, which is a pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good spread.
Yeah, I have to think about that for a second.
I mean, I think Nebraska wins. I actually think it's a pretty good matchup for Nebraska. So if they can figure out how to not turn the ball over on their own a bunch, I think they're fine.
Yeah, and Purdue's been pretty porous defensively.
Yeah, I think I really don't think it's a bad matchup for Nebraska.
Now, I've been saying all week when I saw the matchups, Wisconsin is very capable of beating Illinois. What would you have made that line?
Wisconsin, Illinois. I'd probably make it pretty small. Illinois favorite, like 2.5
times 3.5. It's 8.
Yeah, that's way too high.
Maybe could be a little. We just watched Wisconsin play yesterday, and they almost tingled it away.
Yeah, I get that. Wisconsin is better than 8 point dogs to Illinois on a neutral floor, I think.
Yeah, maybe winners is worth that much. I told you that line reeked.
Maybe.
I mean maybe
the
how was Washington? It was
no, that should have been a double-digit line easy.
I mean, team trap.
Yeah.
But you and B. Edward, you guys like that?
No,
easy money.
I didn't say free money on that one. I didn't like that one. That one felt weird.
Yeah.
I did.
Considering they just hammered him by 17.
I don't really love it.
He did nail the Duke Florida State line, that plus 17.5. That was free money, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all over the Seminoles.
As long as the juice isn't too high, that means I like it.
I like it. He's a good time. He's a good dude. What would you make UCLA Michigan State?
So this game is actually super interesting. I would make that pretty close also. I genuinely think it's basically a coin flip game. I would probably have that UCLA. I'd make it less than what I would have made Illinois. I'd probably make it Michigan State minus 1.5.
It's 5.5.
Yeah, that's too high.
Sparty.
That's too high.
You going to the gate today?
To the gate?
Yeah, the little kiosk thing.
Oh,
your little
maybe
11 doll hairs.
Maybe, maybe
12 doll hairs.
Maybe it depends on how the day goes. We'll see.
Well, maybe.
Apparently, you need some more Afrin and a hug.
No, I just haven't decided if I'm in a betting mood today.
Deep hug.
No, though, just the mood doesn't always strike me.
You're mad.
It's
like, do I want to make a little money today or lose a little money today? What do I want to do?
I want to find something we can bet $10 over.
Well, usually when I'm betting at, like if I go to Warhorse to bet, I usually am doing it as, hey, I want to spend a few hours here and watch games. I'm going to put some bets in.
Oh, okay.
So am I going to sit there and watch? Because I'm not usually going to go.
Anything on the menu kind of like, you just like, ooh, I want to go have that.
Yeah, like if there's something I want to go eat, that sounds good to me. If I want to go hang out, watch games somewhere that isn't Hurrdat Sports Bar, I'm not usually going.
I missed the 12 for 12 wings. I was dead set on it.
You missed it?
Yeah, and somehow the day got away from me. Was that the day I had to throw out the ribeye? I don't know. Something happened.
Yeah, well, it
was a travesty.
We were talking about it yesterday.
It was a travesty. It's a bad piece of meat. I couldn't salvage it.
Oh, my.
I literally threw away 3.5 pounds of meat.
My friend that owns a restaurant here in town says he can help you out with that ribeye situation. He can kind of
repurpose or like
get that short. Like he can help you figure out, like if you have that same situation, how to get the best out of it.
Yeah,
like make it usable.
So just tell him I had a little quitter in me that day.
Yeah,
I was very discouraged and I was overwhelmed by my feelings. So I jumped the gun.
Yeah,
and tossed it. I was so disappointed.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Ravi, I made like cowboy butter.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I was in trouble when I took it out. I was like, yeah, this is gonna take some work. this is gonna take some work. So I tried to dry brine it for 24 hours.
What's a dry brine?
Just salt.
Okay.
Just a little bit of that W. So I was gonna try to pull the moisture out, see if I could salvage that thing, and start from scratch. It did not work. Horrific. I wonder what his technique. Would he just let me come hang out?
Probably.
So, would he think I was weird? Because I'm not gonna talk. It'd be like we did when we went to the. Like I'm not gonna talk much. I just want to watch.
Yeah, no, I think he'd let you come during like prep. Like before they're open,
yeah,
and watch like their prep process.
They're pretty fancy pants too, so he's got some good techniques, I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
There's some high end stuff down there.
Do you want my claim to fame?
Yeah. What do we got?
You want the little kid in me?
Sure.
So my grocery store is closing. Today's the last day. I was traumatized.
R.I.P.
Dude, it's tough. I'm like, it's my spot. So 70% off.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not exaggerating. I got probably $80 worth of spices for $10.54.
There we go.
Like I got allspice and nutmeg and cardamom and tricky stuff.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Like tricky, like hard to find?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like harissa.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
So my thing is I never want to have to go out. I never want to have to leave.
Yeah.
So I want all the spices in my house.
Like you don't want to have to like, hey, I want to make this. I have to go get this spice. Yeah.
So I got nutmeg.
Yeah.
I got it in powder. Man, I found smoked cumin.
Yeah.
Ground.
Yeah.
So like I can. I mean,
I might have smoked it too.
That's Shane's favorite spice.
Why?
Because he smokes.
Don't be long.
He's likes to smoke.
It's getting tossed like a stir fry.
He does. We see him out there every morning.
I wondered when he was going to start getting under your skin. You've done a very good job of not addressing his snark this morning.
I pissed down my leg and I injured the other one.
You just couldn't help yourself.
No, he's he likes to vape. I still consider that smoking, personally. Vaping, smoke. It's the same idea. There's a smoke that comes out.
Yeah.
So I think that counts.
I might have smoked it too.
It's not old school, like with the cigarettes, but can I say this is tree of trust? Can we good?
Yeah.
So, I've been rewatching Peaky Blinders because the movie comes out next week.
Yeah.
And I will say that's the first time in my life, like watching those guys, I'm like, I kind of want to smoke cigarettes.
Oh, they do make it.
They make it look so cool.
Yeah. So I think that's where like the smoking craze started with the Marlboro Man.
Oh yeah, because they were just like, he just looks like the coolest dude.
Yeah, he looks cool.
That's why I smoke cigars. I saw Michael Jordan smoke cigars growing up, and I was like, that's the coolest man on the planet. I like cigars. And I waited like 10 years, and it stuck with me until I was legal, and I was like, let's go get some cigars like Michael Jordan.
And then you woke up and you're like, oh, I feel like a bear took a duker in my mouth.
No, I don't have that frame of reference, but if, to each their own. I've never lived the Revenant, so.
He was mauled by a bear.
Well, I didn't know the nitty gritty details.
Like defecate on him.
He might have. You don't know. I don't think they showed everything.
No, as a matter of fact, the scene was entirely too long. Wait, one of the most horrific low-key scenes in a movie.
Yeah.
It just didn't need to go 6-7 minutes.
You're like, no, we're still doing this. Huh?
And then the bear came back. I was like, chill.
Like, easy, bud.
The whole play dead thing didn't work.
He's like, oh, good. You stop fighting me. That would when I imagine if he defecated on him, it'd probably be at that point. But KP says, damn DB, a duker?
Yeah, it's like we did it for one of my birthdays. Maybe it was 30. And it was total trash.
TK says, please fall back on your dare training, Ravi. See, my understanding was dare was more about illegal drugs. That's the vibe that I got. It was more like, hey, don't smoke crack, kids. I was like, got it.
When we were doing...
Hey, no meth, Ravi. I'm on
Dude,
it.
meth wasn't...
No, it wasn't.
Meth wasn't cooked up. No pun intended. Meth wasn't... Meth wasn't birthed yet when you were doing the dare thing.
Oh, yeah, it was. Crystal meth was big in the 90s. A bunch of songs about it.
Well, you got to understand, though.
I thought we had crack. Wasn't that the whole...
Those are different things, though.
I mean,
I know they
not
both
to be... I mean, we need TK for this.
They both come in rocks, but they're different, substances.
No, New Jack City was about crack. Like rocks.
But just because one movie was about one drug doesn't mean other drugs didn't exist.
Was meth the thing? When did we start having to have ID to go to the pharmacy?
That was, I think Sudafed was late 90s. So it was a thing by then.
Seems a little premature.
I'm pretty sure. I remember Sudafed being locked up behind counters as a kid.
I need to consult with somebody smarter than me, which basically would be anybody.
All I know, I'm basing this entirely on Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind, which came out in the 90s, and that is about crystal meth. It is. There's literally a line in that song, crystal meth will lift you up until you break again. And And that song came out. Sash, you look what year that song came up?
Interesting.
I'm bad at Googling. That's the only reason I asked you to do it, Sasha, because I thought I didn't want to have to like voice Google like I do sometimes to make sure there's not radio silence.
1997.
So it was big enough by 97 that like you could make a pop song with that line in
What
it.
year were you born in?
87.
Keith Smart. The jumper.
Yeah, Indiana. Right before Danny Manning and the Miracles.
Oh, nice recollection, DB. Thank you.
So I wasn't born yet when Keith Smart hit the shot because I'm August.
Interesting. Okay.
I thought you were going back on Keith Sweat again, so that's why it took me a moment to like.
No, I didn't bring up Keith Sweat. You did.
Well, I'm just saying. Just trying to figure out what I'm trying to. I'm getting started early on our playlist for Chicago.
Sasha, are you going? Oh yeah, we don't have anybody to set us up.
She didn't look excited.
Yeah,
about
she's
that.
like,
Look at that face. She just goes.
That's my favorite time of the summer, if I'm being honest. Outside of College World Series, is that road trip.
At least it's shorter than Indianapolis.
Oh, I can make it that long if you want me to.
You probably could.
Hey, let's stop at the
63 in the right hand 3-lane.
Listen, we're gonna stop.
Put it on cruise control.
We'll all get there alive, though. We're gonna stop at the world's biggest truck stop. Just have a nice little stop there.
Didn't we go there?
We did. We stopped there last time. That's where you got the bad Arby's.
Yeah. God, I was pissed.
Or no, we stopped at Arby's. That you got bad Arby's after that because you got bad Wendy's.
I wasted like $22 of food in back-to-back stops.
Somebody in the
That was traumatizing.
Somebody in the chat said, okay, TK says meth was invented by the Nazis in the late 30s, but wasn't a mainstream illegal drug until the 90s. And then Todd says meth was called crank way back because Hell's Angels smuggled it in the crank case of their motorcycles. There you go.
Oh, the more you know.
It seems like it became popular in the early 90s.
Have you ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
First couple seasons. Got a little too stressful for me. I didn't like watching it.
It's violent.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was violent.
It was a lot. But like week to week, I was like, because that was like back in the day when
you'd had enough.
I was watching it like live.
Spoiler alert! Like setting kids on fire.
Yeah, there was a particular scene with Gemma where I was like, I'm probably good.
Oh, the Supremacist.
Yeah,
that was tough.
I was like, I'm probably okay here. Like I don't need this in my life.
Yeah, he paid the price though.
Yeah, that's cool, but I still had to watch it, so. Didn't really help the trauma responses at all. It's just like, no, I think I'm cool here.
Did you see the Get Back? Where he's in the bathroom with his son and he asked his son to leave so he didn't have to watch?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah.
For when you said Get Back, I thought
he was getting a tattoo and they set him up and he was in there with his son. And
for a second, I was thinking,
Jax was like, he's like, don't do this in front of my son. And Jax was like, get out of here, kid. Yeah, that was tough.
Headley, I think I've heard that story before.
Did you make it through the Opie? I don't know why I'm going back down. That show was heavy, but I loved SOA.
I mean, that's not surprising.
No, I was a big Jax Teller guy.
I know. I knew you would like Jax, but also like that type of stuff doesn't seem to phase you much.
No, it's hard. I had to watch it and I had to give myself timeouts.
Oh, you had to take little breaks.
Emotionally, it was
get a little 30.
It was draining.
No, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Emotionally, it was. But I'm a big kind of by the. That's why I like Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, you like people with like a code, even if the code is totally effed up.
Yeah.
You're like, as long as you can follow your effed up code, I'm in. That's why you like Dan Hurley. I just figured it out. By his own insane logic, he follows a code, and you're like, that's a guy I could ride with. Well, I'm over here playing by everybody else's rules where it's like, hey, maybe don't scream at everybody all the time. But you're like,
what is the worst thing that you'd say about me?
You're like, my man's got a code and I respect it.
6 Big East games. The easiest job I got is just.
Now that's a good one. That's a good one.
The easiest job I got is just who should play. I mean, if a guy's playing like you just want him off the court.
Easy.
I mean, I got nothing to say about that. That's true.
I can't wait till you feel better.
I've been there. You got a guy, you're just like, I wish I had anybody else I could put in there right now.
Didn't think I bumped the ref. I thought I got close.
Yeah, he didn't think he bumped him.
Yeah, it's because he blacks out when he yells like a maniac. He doesn't remember anything. Like, we have cameras.
It's okay.
Quit doing this, Danny. What are you doing, man? It's all right. Thank you. I need that. Ken says Ravi coming around on her. No, just on that one particular thing, because I have been there where you're like, my God, there are 3.5 guys I want to play right now, and I am legally obligated to play 5.
We have to get to the point where we can see St. John's and UConn in the Garden.
No, you're exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Otherwise it's terrible.
Seton Hall may try to be a spoiler.
Yeah, nobody likes Seton Hall.
Dude, you don't like your boy Shaheen? He and Coach McDermott were yucking it up.
Yeah, him and Hurley yuck it up too. All it tells you is like even people you like can have some bad judgment.
Surprise, surprise.
Wow.
That's an important lesson to learn, you know.
I've coached some real tough kids. I mean, really tough kids. I just cannot corral you.
I'm elusive.
It's impossible. You're just not gonna come around ever.
On Hurley, probably not.
Oh, I think just in generally speaking.
Come around where? Where are we going?
Don't come around here no more.
Who
is that, Shane? Tom Petty?
Yeah, it's Tom Petty and Heartbreakers.
Okay.
Big Tom Petty guy. Mostly the petty part.
Speaking of which, oh shoot, I forgot to block in Sipple.
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Just text him.
Nah, because he gets nervous with us because we ask thoughtful questions.
He doesn't like the last minute. He doesn't like the last minute interviews.
I have not the foggiest notion, Robbie.
Oh, that's when I asked him what day it was 10 years ago. That was the Steph Curry shot, Oklahoma City.
Yeah, which was such a deep pull.
It's one of my favorite. It's like one of my favorite sports memories. Just random.
Nobody's going to know that, though. I thought that was an impossible question.
I understand that he wasn't going to know it. I just wanted an excuse to bring it up. That's the only way I can.
And I know you got that's a great question from Coach Barthel, but that's a stupid question.
Notice how I have not said anything about that. Haven't brought it up once.
It's a great interview.
Coach Barthel, so I didn't know. That was the first time I talked to him.
That was a great interview.
So that was really cool because I didn't know anything about his personality except for what you see publicly, which is very different than I feel like the interview we had. I think that gave a window into his personality for a lot of people.
Yeah, Kobe, that fire it's tough. It's very close to it's emotional. Watched it for a long time last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Headley says if you can't get a hold of Sipple, you can always check the Applebee's or Chili's in that order.
That's too early.
Yeah,
maybe. And he quit going through the McDonald's drive-through line, which is where he used to spend like 36 minutes of his first part of his day.
How long did that take? How did it take that long at McDonald's?
Well, he liked talking to the lady that gave him the coffee.
Oh,
he said she's very friendly, and he used to go there every single day.
Yeah, I'm not a McDonald's.
I was like,
guy.
So I was like, you're the reason. I said, you didn't go in. He's like, no, you just talk through the drive-through, just check on people, make sure their day's all, Sometimes he'd do his interviews there, like in the morning.
Yeah.
So he became a staple at that McDonald's. I still want to know which one it is.
I want to know what the people behind him thought because that would drive me crazy.
That'd be a problem.
Yeah, I would freak out. I would lay on.
Yeah, that would.
Especially if I just see Sip just hanging out the window, like, how are you today?
I don't think,
that was going on.
No. How would he? How would he do it?
Hey, how's your day going?
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, you say you got to check on people. I thought maybe he was letting the softer side out a little bit.
No, I think it was. What was it? Shane, the lady kind of had a tough life. She just liked to vent about her kids and stuff.
Yeah, he just wanted to check in on her.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That's fine. I was just like, there's other people in line. You know what I mean?
He was trying to be thoughtful.
Okay, so be thoughtful to the people behind you.
Don't mealy mouth me.
I have a lot of empathy.
This is the problem. I do. I just have empathy for the other people also. This is the thing that bothers me is we get a lot.
You guys think I'm crazy.
We get a lot of inconsistency here. with them, it's like, oh yeah, Dan Hurley's a great guy to coach Mac. It's like, well, yeah, but like, look how he acts towards, like, you think referees think he's a good guy? You think they're having a pleasant time every time they pull UConn on the card? Like, you can't just be, oh yeah, he's a great guy. It's like, except for to this whole entire subset of people that he treats like they're not humans. Besides that, though, terrific dude, like terrific human being.
All right. Before we set the line and take a break, would you like to take a stab at the heads I brought today?
Yeah, we got Troy Dannon. Yep. On the left. Well, my left. I think it's stage right, probably.
It is not optional.
And then we got one Frederic Hoiberg. There you go. 2 for 2.
Good. I'm glad you got it.
Nailed it.
Wait, what's that?
Nailed it.
All right, we'll get back to capping basketball games after the break. Did you set the lineup?
No,
you asked me to set the lineup.
Yeah, go for it.
Coming up at 8:00, we'll talk to Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. And 9:00, we'll talk to Michael Jerome Sautter. Do we have a 9:30?
We do have a 9:30.
It is one John Cook.
It is one John Cook.
So we'll talk to Coach Cook at 9:30. Check in on a little volleyball. Play me a little game of basketball.
Wyatt, don't do that. Don't do that, Wyatt. Or Todd. It's because I see their faces not in football helmets. That's why. Has nothing to do with anything else.
We're going to put that to the test when I get my new heads.
I get Coach Barthel right every time. I get Coach Williams right every time.
You didn't get him the first time.
Who?
Coach Barthel.
That's because he didn't have the beard. Your pop-up head is outdated. He's got the clean shave and everything. I was like, I don't know who that guy is. Rico's out here yesterday telling people he's got a better beard, that Coach Barthel has a better beard than I do. It was lined up pretty nice. I'll give him that. But
nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Just saying. Come on, Wyatt.
I got you.
Thought we were hanging in here together. No. How dare you. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla, more Hurrdat Sports Live. Coming up next.
You probably have to ask him. I mean, I didn't see it that way. It was just sort of, I thought, a tough call. You know, I mean, for someone who watches as much football as me, it's, I think, the only time I'd ever seen that. They had one other instance, but at the end of the day, he was just trying to play hard. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He was just trying to, you know, a game that wasn't quite going our way early on. He was trying to establish physical dominance by hitting a player. They made the call. But you know what you hope is over time that. You know, when you're holding players and staff and yourself to standards, that they don't see it as punishment. They see it as corrective action, helping them get better. And you know, if you're able to stay a place long enough, that those messages kind of get passed on. It's like, hey, no matter how talented you are, you have to do things this way. And again, tremendous credit to Elijah. He's done that, and he'll reap a lot of the rewards this year, and then with a long NFL career afterwards, because he's got all the talent and he's added. We haven't done it. He's done the discipline and the accountability to get those things done.
Yes, it did a lot. One of the most important things or time frames I would say that helped boost it was the bowl game. Just that those practices right there let a lot of people know that I'm here for a reason. I can play, and showing a new DC that, and we had some conversations, and he instilled a lot of confidence in me to get back to the player that I am. Just the physicality that I play with. Our whole defense plays like that, and that's one of the main things you need for a great defense. You need 11 guys that can tackle, that are physical, that fly around to the ball, and that are going to do their job at a high level. And that's what we've been preaching over and over again, and I fit that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by NextGen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. But you can find us next Thursday at our old stomping grounds, Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, for our watch party for the opening day of the college basketball tournament. It'll be me and DB and Sasha, I think, and then some other people. I don't know who else from the sports team is coming, but you can come hang out, watch some games, have some great food as well over at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill on Thursday.
So, Sash, normally on Thursdays, it's the 8-inch one topping, but they'll have other specials just because of the day.
Yeah, and I should today before the end of the show. Those over to you, still.
Okay. I got faith.
There we go. Like George Michael?
I need to know how to plan out my Wednesday for my Thursday.
What do you mean? Like what you're going to eat on Wednesday?
Yeah.
So you plan out what you're going to eat like 2 days in advance?
Just a day.
Oh. Like how does that impact? I'm genuinely curious. Like how does this?
So
like if you're going to eat, like what would you eat on Thursday that would impact what you're eating on Wednesday?
No, it just depends on what I have access to in the sports bar for sustenance. And if I need to enhance or take away or from whatever it was that I ate on Wednesday.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're like trying to even it out a little bit.
Correct.
Big balance guy, as we talked about with running backs earlier this week.
And weather. I like 4 seasons.
Do you like big hotel guy, huh? Or landscaping companies. I can't remember which. How do you like Darren Sproles as a balance guy?
I like Sproles. I didn't love his style. I mean, he had great balance.
Yeah.
But it's a little easier when you're like
really
built
close
that low to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
I mean,
were
there are lots of guys with good balance. I mean, Mark Ingram.
Where were you on Work Done?
I have a mini crush on Work Done.
Me too. Huge affinity for Work Done.
Work Done was a guy that I love Work Done.
Also a good dude.
I couldn't believe how small he was.
Oh, he's tiny. He doesn't even have a big frame. Like a lot of those short guys have like really big frames. Yeah. He doesn't even have a big frame.
He got like Mike Anderson on this low shake route. And I'm like, that guy's teeny. That's impossible for a guy that
Juan will be there at 11, bud, on Thursday.
11.
Yeah. That's when the games start.
I wanted to say no bleep, but I didn't.
We'll be there when the games start. That's what I meant. There you go. Is that better?
Well, it's your delivery. It's always your delivery.
It's not delivery.
Did I get to Oklahoma and Arkansas today?
No, you did not.
What do you think?
Oklahoma and Arkansas.
I don't need you to press buttons. I just need you to talk freely.
I know. I just want to get a little. I don't want to get a little.
I don't
want to wait.
It's okay just to have like an open onion.
I mean, I don't think Oklahoma's very good. That's my.
Were you surprised at how well they played against A&M? Or are you just out on? I don't think that's boat race.
I don't think A&M is very good either. I was surprised it was a boat race, but I wasn't surprised they won.
What would you make the line?
I think Arkansas is pretty significantly better, but they also tend to underperform a little bit. 7.5.
It is 6.5. What about Seton Hall and St. John's? 4:30 tip in the Garden. Big East Conference semifinal.
St. John's should be pretty heavy favorites there. 8.5.
It is 7.5. What about Connecticut and G-Town?
100.
Wouldn't that be something?
They're just like, I would take that off the board. Like I wouldn't take bets on that game.
It's only 13.5.
Give me UConn. Like that's crazy.
Here's an interesting one. Because this is a semifinal. What would you make Iowa State and Arizona?
Oh, Arizona by 4.5.
4. What about Kansas and Whitney?
Ooh, me likey. Sorry, I just thought my ooh sounded like Nick Baugh there. I would go Houston by, I think again about 4.5.
5 in the hook.
Yeah,
not bad. You one of those secret 7 that make lines?
No.
Although I think Vegas would go broke if you set a line at 100. Here's a good one.
I wouldn't actually take bets on the 100. I just hope you know that.
Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
Ooh, we got Ament back, so that's nice.
He's working his way back. It took him a second to get it going yesterday. But once they got going, I think they figured out that Auburn isn't very good.
I just hope the committee figures that out.
You're about to be traumatized.
Yep, I sure am. I'm going to say
Tennessee and Vandy.
I'm going to say Tennessee's favored by 3.5.
Vandy is a 1.5 point fave.
I'm out on Vandy.
Yeah, this is about 3.5, 4 weeks.
I've been out on Vandy for a while. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't love Tennessee either, but I'm out on Vandy. I just don't like how they've been playing for a while now. All the way out the club, not having it. Can't have it.
All right. Don't want it. Can't live with it.
Can't win with them.
All right. Do you like anything shaking up in the Big Ten at all today, or no? You think it's pretty standard?
Let me take a look here, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. My recall on the game's schedule is not quite as good as yours without looking at them. Wisconsin. I'll be honest. Wisconsin, Illinois feels a little heavy. 8.5 feels a little heavy for me. That's one where I would look at it. I think Nebraska wins today. So obviously the
points are a gift.
Yeah, I think I've said this all week. I think it's true. I think Purdue's actually a good matchup for Nebraska. I genuinely do. Out of the teams you're going to face at this stage in the tournament, right? Like, obviously, you'd rather face just a bad team and be like, "Hey, free win." But if you're getting a triple bye, you're going to play a good team. I think Purdue was the best matchup Nebraska could get of the teams left. I mean, is there a team currently left that you would? I mean, Ohio State is kind of Ohio State, but is there a team left that is in kind of the caliber of Purdue that you'd rather face?
No.
Right? I mean, it's like Ohio State's not as good. I get that. I think UCLA is a worse matchup than Purdue.
UCLA proved to be tough.
That's a bad matchup for Nebraska. Like, I would rather face Michigan State again than UCLA.
That proved to be pretty tough.
I think Michigan State's a better matchup for Nebraska than UCLA. They're the only team that I think is maybe, and it's just mostly from a talent standpoint, a better matchup than Purdue would be is Ohio State. So, like, I'm good with this matchup. I don't have a problem with it at all. Wow. I think at worst it's a coin flip game, and that means I got 3.5 free points. I'll take it. So yeah, Illinois or Wisconsin plus the money, Nebraska plus the money. I wouldn't do Wisconsin money line. I would just do spread.
Just going to take the 8.
But I would take. If I could get good plus money on Nebraska, I'd take it on the money line.
Yeah, your boy TK yesterday, I gave him a freebie with Ole Miss, and he's like, money line? And I was like, no, just plus the 6. And then they went outright. He's like, nah, I should have taken the money line.
I mean, I get plus 150 for Nebraska.
Well, that's a good scratch.
Yeah, get a little plus money there.
3.5. 530. Charcuterie boards, Pop-Tarts, Cheez-Its, and a couple of Diet Cokes. Sounds like a plan.
And pizza. Order some pizza. Here we go.
And Tim Verghese.
We got Tim Verghese coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Shoot. I mean, my first year we got after y'all, and the second year y'all got after us. But really, just the motivation from the coaches. I would say that all the progress and them trying to get me out here, and then when I really just saw it, my eyes just opened, and it was just this the place I need to be. Dude, I was eating. Nah, I'm just playing. I remember that game. It was fun. I ain't gonna lie. Just being out there, just seeing the crowd, I mean, my freshman year we played LSU, but then coming up here, it was a whole different environment. Just crazy fans. I remember being at the hotel at like 6 a.m, just flooded. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I ain't never seen nothing like that, and we don't get that back at UCLA. But yeah, it's dope up here.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by NextGen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We're joined now by Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. Tim, how are we doing this morning? Oh, Tim, we can't hear you.
Oh.
Do we have the mute on? Uh-oh.
Oh. No, we didn't ask to hear from you, Shane.
I got nothing here, Tim.
There he is. I heard something.
Oh,
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, I was connected, but I was not.
There you go.
All right, we're in. We got you. How we doing this morning, Tim?
It's kind of the story of my life, Tim. I feel connected, but I'm really not. There's something to that.
How we doing?
Good, man. Good. How were let me ask you right off the bat, on the heels of a recruiting weekend, because I think he plays a sneaky role from behind the scenes. Not sneaky according to you, because you've kind of talked about Coach Barthel and his multiple touches. Did you get a chance to hear any of the little sit down we had with him yesterday?
Yeah. Was able to kind of listen back to that yesterday.
Does that about who you hear he is on the recruiting trail and kind of behind the scenes, or is that about what you thought?
No, I mean that it all tracks. I mean, based on what I've heard and what I know, he's a guy who, I don't think he gets his. I've talked about before. I don't think he gets his credit generally. I really think, like, when we talk about Chicago in general and how that's coming into focus now for Nebraska here in 27 with Trey Taylor committed and David Fuller-Runcho, the number 2 defensive lineman, emerging as a priority target, Quentin Burrell, and so on and so forth. Tavares Harrington, the safety out there at Mount Carmel. Like, they want guys in Chicago, and I mean, the reason they now have this opportunity to get into Chicago and they're being heard out, is because of, I think, Bartel's efforts since joining the staff and, the work of the staff as a whole, in getting them into Chicago. But EJ deserves a ton of credit for getting Nebraska's foot in the door. I think it's the best way to put it.
Tim, as you kind of go through the recruiting weekend that Nebraska just had, I guess was there a consensus in terms of overall how it went, or was it kind of more individual case-to-case basis?
If it was largely case to case, I do think if you're looking for a general, okay, like what was the commonality between everyone in town? I mean, I think the guys that were the massive amount of guys that were on the defensive side of the ball and then the offensive line visitors. I mean, you can really see where the emphasis is in this class and what they're trying to get through. I mean, the real emphasis, I think, in this class is getting some of their top targets around some of their best or some of their best recruiters on staff. They believe in Addison Williams. I think they believe in Jeep Wade. I think they're starting to gain some confidence in Dikeel Shorts as well on the wide receiver recruiting side of things. And so, I think they trust those guys with their evals and options. And I mean, I think I've said this in a few different places this week, but all the new assistants, Rob Orridge down to Jeep Wade, down to I think Roy Manning and Corey Brown. It's a new energy. It always happens when you have assistant coaching changes of like, there's an excitement around the new energy, but I mean, I think all the offensive line guys that were in town, that visited before, that have seen a game at Nebraska, that have, they see a difference in the way the offensive line is working as a unit, the way it's being coached from what they saw previously. Of the guys, on the defensive line who, I mean, David Fuller-Runcho, for example, never saw a game at Nebraska last year, but has an existing relationship with Corey Brown and knows what it looks like in terms of what quality defensive line play looks like. And he's excited about the scheme Nebraska has. I think I would say this to kind of close out, like one commonality from the guys on the defensive side of the ball. I think Nebraska really has something in Rob Orich. I mean, everyone raves about just being able to just talk ball with Rob Orich and they're excited about it. And it's at all three levels. I mean, you hear safeties talk about it, you hear linebackers talk about it. And then you talk to like David Fuller-Runcho and he's talking about how, Rob Orich wants him to be this versatile member of the front who is kind of their mismatch. They're the guy that they put up against the worst offensive lineman on the other side of the field. So, like, I think there's something there with Orich in his ability to connect with recruits and his ability to get this scheme and this defensive scheme to connect with recruits. Even in for some guys, they maybe had 20-30 minutes to talk to Orich. They didn't get a whole lot of time with him, but they feel excited in the conversations they did have with him.
When you're talking about like just kind of the juice and what naturally happens with coaching changes, I think a lot of that is true, but sometimes there's those things that happen behind the scenes that we're not really aware of. I was talking to a couple of the D linemen last week, and I think one of the things that we don't see when we talk about like energy and new philosophies or just kind of the bump, the coach bump effect, new coach bump effect, is Corey Brown appears to be kind of instilling in confidence in his guys, kind of empowering them that they can do this thing at a really high level. I think it's kind of cool to hear behind the scenes that a little bit of the consensus is the newfound confidence that some of the young guys have just being around Coach Brown.
He's got an interesting coaching style. Just from the little bit we were around him, you've seen it too. I mean, how would you describe it? Like he gets on his guys. I mean, he really does. But like, yeah, you can see there's like you said. I mean, we've kind of heard that a little bit of in terms of him empowering his players. But like, what is that give and take between getting on him versus empowering? Because you've seen that balance go one way the other way, and one the other way in recent years. Where how does that balance out?
I think for those guys, the balance is, I don't know if it's, hey, we're getting back to, because I don't want to imply that they weren't learning fundamentals or the basics or anything. So I'm not really sure, but on how to explain it. But I think something happens, whether it's just somebody believing in you or maybe you feel empowered because you're being taught like the fundamentals. It could just be the focus on true interior offensive linemen. Those edge guys are almost never with them. They're certainly not in the meeting rooms. You saw how they practice separate. So I think a lot of it is not just his style in terms of he's a confident guy because he's good at what he does, but I think the guys are feeling like they're getting prepared to have the tools that they need to be successful too.
Is it as simple as a scheme change kind of allows you to, it may not be that they weren't doing fundamentals before, but allows you to kind of break down fundamentals in a way where they're receptive to it in a different way because it's a new scheme?
Yeah, and I think the aha moments, right, where there's such a level of practicality to the teaching when you drill down the basics, and then you just increase the steps monumentally, right? Like, why are heavy hands important, and what is it about the knockback, and why is it like this feels good? Put yourself in this position in phase, right, with a good flat back versus being upright, and to have them feel the difference of what it's like feeling double teams. Just the really breaking down of like way early fundamentals, I think is just like kind of enlightened a lot of guys that maybe it happens to us even at the high school level. Like we assume guys are familiar with some of the things that we're teaching, and we kind of forget, but like breaking it down to its simplest core, I think is really it just builds confidence.
Yeah.
And they have time, right? They're giving themselves such a long runway. You heard Coach Rule say, shoot, he may never go back to like later springs, right? Just because you get the football deal started. Like they have so much time to teach.
Yeah. I was going to be curious on with this transition because you mentioned that, and my thought is, I mean, the good thing is obviously the downtime or the in between time. They're still in school. They're still going to be, like there's still a responsibility to be around the facility. But it is an extended period of time between true kind of football activity, and that's where I'm going to be curious to see. You would hope guys stay on it, but what does that look like? Because that is going to be a change compared to previous years.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited about the portion post spring where they take all the data because they're getting so many reps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a ton. Like, Saturday you go 180, 190 snaps. That's a lot when you do that so much. And I like what Coach Addison Williams was talking about, for example. And a lot of guys are doing it. Some of it is out of necessity with some offensive linemen that had to get a ton of work just due to the numbers. Some of it is tinkering with guys in the secondary in different spots to try to play to their actual strengths. But whatever the catalyst is, so much tape of good on good, and then you supplement it with, okay, now we need to train this with Campbell and Kristen. We were a little light in the britches here. Let's work on this. Or the walkthroughs, the situational on the field stuff from implementations that's going to happen from, April to fall camp. Like those little period down are going to be critical because the runway is so long for such a new defense.
That's interesting. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I mean, I just noticed it Tuesday. Like, it does feel like on both sides of the line they look a little different, and that feels intentional. Like there's an intentionality to what they look like right now with the new coaches on both sides of the line. And I'm curious to see how that continues to evolve. I mean, you've got young guys. I mean, like, I noted it, and I've seen a couple of other people note it, but like a guy that, he may not even play this year, but looks much different than he did last year. It's like Sean Hammerbeck. There's a couple of these guys who
asked me about him. Why? That wasn't you. Who? So what's with
the Hammerbeck thing? Somebody else just asked me about him the other day, and I can't remember who it was.
So I think there's just an intrigue in the overall body of work and what he was coming out. I think it was Schaefer who mentioned it, but like mentioned it kind of calmed him. It's not the exact same, but like kind of could be offensive line Nash Hutmacher, and just like the where he comes from and that area, the way they talk about him is very similar to the way they talked about kind of Nash coming out of high school, in the same way of just like, hey, this multi-sport athlete who just dominates at everything and is good. And I think for Sean, more than Nash, there's been this adjustment period of finding this positional home. You would hope it's offensive tackle. You really hope he's starting to develop the technique, but there's a lot to work with athletically. And then that frame, again, it was very bare. Like, he was very thin. He came in very thin. And you saw that a little bit. You saw the muscle kind of come on a little bit as the season progressed. He was a guy that before every game, me and Steve, at least home games at least, me and Steve would be on the sideline and make sure we pointed out and we're like, oh, look at Sean Hammerbeck. He's growing, steadily growing, but has some muscle on him now. Again, I don't know what, like, he might not contribute this year and even next year it may still be a thing of he's still developing, but that's a guy where this program wants to be developmental. That's a guy, those are the kind of guys you need to keep on the back burner and keep developing behind the scenes, because there's going to come a time, it may not be this year, may not be next year. Those are the kind of guys where year 3, year 4, they disappear. Maybe you don't really hear about them. They pop up all of a sudden in our starters. Jeep Wade's had some success with that across his career of getting guys to kind of pop out, kind of out of nowhere. They're not necessarily ranked. They just kind of pop out of nowhere. And I'm going to be curious to see moving forward if he gets his time with this group, who really pops in the years to come, because I think they have a lot to work with in that young group of offensive linemen.
Tim, what did you speaking of offensive linemen, what did you think about overall as a unit, the way they looked physically? Because I keep hearing, hey, they're huge, which is great. But like, just evaluating, like, huge can mean a lot of things, right? Like it can look a lot of different ways. How did you kind of perceive the body types and what they look like overall as a unit?
As far as the starting five, I think overall they're big in a good way. I think the positive notes are, I think, like Elijah Pritchett, I think his body is continuing to develop in a good way. I think from a technique standpoint, you're seeing more in the limited reps you saw, but you're seeing a little more consistency. And what you're hearing is very encouraging in terms of the progress he's made off the field and where he's at from a discipline side of things. I thought, at least in the little bit we saw, I think I like where Paul Mabenga's frame is at and where he's at. I think him working next to Elijah Pritchett, between Elijah Pritchett and Justin Evans is good in my. But like I think that's going to be really good for him. The one I would say I'm still in wait and see mode, I think, is going to be Tree, because you see it really in person. I think there's Pritchett has some length to him. Claude Puma, of course, has some length. Claude Puma is nearing a 7-foot wingspan. Like, that is just, it's hard to compare with that. It's hard to, and maybe that's not fair, but in comparison, at least, you look at Tree's kind of length and it's just a little shorter. He doesn't have it the way that, in terms of wingspan, in terms of range, he doesn't have it the way I think even Pritchett does. I would even say maybe even Mabenga does. I think Mabenga has a little range to him, and Tree might not. And then his lower body, I think it's something people have pointed it out, but Gabe Moore as well. I think those two guys we talk about, kind of data and figuring out how the staff wants to reposition weight and stuff on these guys. Those are two, I would say, I think these next few months are critical in terms of how they continue to work on their bodies and convert them. With both of them, I think particularly their lower bodies. With Gabe Moore, and maybe even with Tree, they may just have like frames where it just maybe that's just what they look like. Like, you can't really do anything about that. But that was something for me. I think with Tree, I'm still in kind of wait and see mode, because the frame, just to be a tackle consistently, we'll see. I think I'm in wait and see mode. I like the tape. I think there's some good stuff on tape. I think he's powerful. He's got a lot of his just strength and like raw power is pretty impressive. But he's the one guy where I think I've got to see it to believe it at this point.
When you're taking a look at the different body types, because you and I have been talking about the young defensive line guys that they're recruiting, and we talked about Fuller Run Shoe and some of these guys. Did you feel like, at least just eyeballing the guys along the D-line, interior versus edge guys, that you get a clear picture of what they want to do?
Yeah, I think so.
And a Whittington and a Van Poppel and a Pet Shop. Like, is it kind of taking shape?
It's taking shape. I would say, I think what I'm interested to see in is where they fit all these guys in, because they've put this together very fast. This is the group that, they found their value in the transfer portal. They've talked about how lucky they were or how they feel they're lucky to get who they got out of the portal. But, I still think from an ideal standpoint, this isn't maybe the ideal group. In terms of body types, they may want a different looking overall group, but I think they have enough to work with. What I'm going to be curious is is they've talked about this, like Riley Van Poppel's not going to do what Jasir Whittington does, and they can't play the same role. So how do you balance out all these different looking guys and guys that play differently too? You've got your Riley Van Poppels who can do certain things. You've got your Dylan Behrmans who can do a certain different thing. You've got your Tyson Terrys who can play a specific role. I think Malcolm Simpson's one of the more versatile guys in that room. I think. I don't think they're equal comps necessarily, but I think both Malcolm and Sua are the guys in that room that I think can move between 3 and shade and hold their own pretty well. And I think those are your guys where, if you just need like spot snaps, I think I trust those two. Even though it's sight unseen right now, I think I trust those two guys plus Riley Van Poppel at this point more so than what we've maybe seen from Jasir and Owen. But I think those guys are fully capable of being rotation. I just think with Jasir, again, not necessarily.
He's so explosive.
Yeah, that's
he comes from good coaching stock.
He certainly does, and I mean he comes from a program where they produce talent. Like that's a program. I love talking to guys from that program, and I've had a chance to cover a few of them because when I was covering A&M, they recruited that program. I covered Michigan, they recruited that program. Now Nebraska, plucking from that program as well. But I just see the thing. It's not a wait and see because I know what he's capable of. It's just how does this fit in, and what does this look like on a snap to snap basis? Because I can see what this looks like on like a one snap. Okay, Jasir, give me everything you got. What that looks like. I want to see what this looks like on like across a drive.
Yeah, I just envision him like, let's say, because Coach Orich he'll play with some two techs, right? But as long as if it's being taught, and I'm not exactly sure, but like let's say they're in twos, right? But they still have to own a gap. Like if they're working their way there anyway, as opposed to kind of reading it and seeing where that via the neck is. If I just have to get into a gap anyway, even from a two, like I could see Whittington really functioning at a high level doing that. Now he's probably not a guy that they obviously want to get doubled, right? Just because of the frame, but from an explosiveness standpoint, I could totally see where if you're just going to end up eventually gapping guys out, regardless of where they line up, like you're playing to a guy like that strengths because he is so twitchy.
Yeah, he's a guy that I think like on some of that, like where you're crossing face, where you're stunting, looping, whatever, like you want him out there. I was going to ask all this. Do you think there's anything to? I don't think it was unintentional that he mentioned MJ Sherman and his impact on the run game. Do you think they feel they finally have someone that can replicate that and do some of that in Anthony Jones?
I do. He's heavy. He's heavy-handed. I think he's tough. I think we've talked about it, like on this show, the importance of MJ Sherman. I think there's two guys we've lamented over since they left probably the most, and one was Bullock and the other was MJ Sherman, because MJ Sherman did a lot of the dirty work, but he had to learn to kind of do it, right? He just didn't come in as year one. We were getting ready to say, well, what about these guys from Georgia? Like we thought. And MJ Sherman left significantly better than when we got him. Anthony Jones has some of those traits. He's really tough to block. I think he's stout at the point of attack. I try not to like closet stalk, but I do watch body language, and guys talk to him too. So I think that's good, right? Like they're gleaning like some insight. It's not, hey, what'd you have for breakfast today, man? The training table was nice. It's more like, hey man, when Luke gets his hands on you, how are you playing? It's just, it's like good stuff. You know what I mean? So I think I said this maybe to you last. I think he's one of the new guys that is kind of flying under the radar in terms of the shine.
Yeah,
he's a UCLA guy a lot, but I don't think we talk about AJ that a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, it's because the production just isn't there. But you watch the tape. I think the tape's pretty solid. But yeah, he's a guy. I mean, he on Tuesday getting around the DNs. He's one where like the hands on the sled, they pop. Like you can. Yeah, there's some power in those hands. There's some power in that frame. And I think another thing, and maybe it's not, maybe it's just the state of like breaking things down and being where they're at, where, when you're in this, or you're still relatively in the early stages of install or whatever, like you are in this like information gathering and learning environment. Roy Manning has those edge rushers' attention. Like
how much he just teaches.
Dude, that was the thing. Like we were out there, they broke for water, and you saw everyone else kind of break for water, and they just kind of handed the waters around the DN group, and they all took a knee, and they were just kind of listening. And Roy's in the middle with, I think it was either Willis or Williams, and he's up there like right in the middle, and he's like teaching on him, and they're just listening. They're just working on stuff. Like they didn't leave him. Like I think there was 2 water breaks they took when we were out there, and they didn't leave him. They were just kind of standing there listening to him and at attention. That's impressive. And again, part of it is like I mentioned, you don't want to read too much into this. We're still early in spring. It's install like there's a lot going on. It's a lot of just like trying to absorb and learn. So it may just be like a right now thing of these guys are just trying to learn and make sure they're on the same page. But that's interesting. I thought that was really, really interesting. The attention he commands from that room.
Tim, when you kind of got me thinking a little bit when you were talking about how some of the other places you've covered recruit certain programs. How much when you're dealing with transfer portals and the way teams go out and build their kind of target board or wish list or whatever you want to put together, like how much are they looking at like, well, I respect how this coach goes about his business. I want guys from his program, or, DB brought up, it seemed like we were kind of focusing on some guys from Georgia for a little bit. I think there were some connections there. Maybe that was part of wanting to be part of a winning program. Like how much is that part of the process as guys are going through it, or is just like, oh, this guy versus like, oh, this guy was a 4-star. Let's go try and get him. This guy was a 5-star. Let's try and go get him.
I don't think there's like an intentionality to this guy's from this program necessarily, or they don't go and hit the recruiting or even the portal like, okay, well, we want to guide a bunch of guys from Georgia, or we want to get a bunch of guys from this. But I think it makes the eval and the offer, the ability to offer. I mean, Rule talked about this, but like for example, he knows the kind of player he's getting when he goes to recruit a guy like Shiggs, who's from Irvington, a program where he's plucked talent from before, and he knows that head coach and he knows who developed him. That is kind of what and DB, I'm sure you've heard this with Westside, but like when you run a program and you have a program that has like championship expectations and you win championships and you do produce talent, I hear this all the time in Texas with like, they go down to Texas. Why do they recruit Duncanville as much as they do under Reggie Samples? Why do they recruit DeSoto the way they do under Claude Mathis? Why do they recruit North Shore, as much as they did under John Kay and that coaching staff down? Like when you're a program and you are winning championships and you're producing Power 4 talent, the players, for the most part, the players you're getting from there know what it takes to not just make championships, they know what it takes to be great. And typically they come in with less baggage and less unknown than someone else. For the fact that when I would say this with like, St. Francis Academy, IMG Academy. IMG is not fair, but some of those programs in Philly, St. Joe's, Imhotep, like LaSalle College, like some of those programs out of Philly, programs across the country know if you're having success at that program, you can be coached. You can take coaching. You know what it takes to be great. You know what it like the rigor it takes to be great, I think. And so all of that matters. All of that, I think it makes the eval easier. And it also helps when you have someone like Rule mentioned with Irvington, where the portal moves as fast as it does. Relationships help. If you have a guy and you're like, hey, I'm recruiting this kid's in the portal. We didn't get a chance at him when he was coming out of St. Joe's, but hey, St. Joe's head coach, we know you. We've recruited from your program before. What do you think about this guy? Can you give us? And he's like, look, this blah 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 blah. Like, we thought he was coachable. We thought he was this, and then you go on from there and decide. It also helps when you have that established relationship at these programs. So some of it is it helps because the talent, and it also helps, and some of it is it's just this I always go back to Texas because it's what I know, but people go down to DeSoto pretty constantly because they always have Power 4 talent. They're always winning. But as a result, every time they're going down there, they're building this relationship with Claude Mathis. They're building this relationship with all these assistants. And so down the line, you develop this trust just from seeing them. And that may not happen at programs where they have talent every now and then, but they're not building that relationship on a year in and year out basis. So some of it is just the nature of the game sometimes, where it's just like St. Francis Academy, DeSoto, those type of schools, always going to have talent. They're always going to have relationships with these coaches too, where it makes it easier for them to find landing spots for their guys.
Tim, you got my wheels turning a little bit here. Does it go the other way too? Like, you don't have to name names, obviously, but like, do coaches look at like, are there like red flag programs where they're like, hey, we're kind of on, like, maybe we've had a bad history with this coach, or maybe guys from this program we've had issues with? Like, does it go the other way too, where you're just kind of like, we've kind of got to be overwhelmed by a kid to want a kid from that program?
Yeah, it definitely happens.
Oh yeah.
It happens. I mean, infamously down in Texas, there's this belief that UT and even A&M a little bit, but both of those programs feel like they're cursed a little bit with recruiting North Shore. Like that's a program that, they win state championships, they produce Power 4 talent. There's the guys that go to A&M and Texas for whatever reason just don't have success, or they end up somewhere else, or they transfer and have success elsewhere. So it's that happens. That's a kind of joke, but that legitimately happens too. Where it's like, okay, like we're not touching, like we don't care how good that kid gets. Like it would have to be a really special exception for us to maybe touch. And it may not be a program. Honestly, it is something of like if he's coached by that guy, we're just good. Or if he's dealing with, and it's less than coaches sometimes. And sometimes it's a 7-on-7 and the off field stuff, the trainer.
It's parents. Like players knew how critical it is and Coach Barthel kind of alluded to it yesterday, but it's like he put that really high on the pecking order of what they're getting and who they're getting it from, right? Like guardians and parental guidance, and whether you're high maintenance or not, like that stuff is really, really critical. And sometimes I don't think players are aware of that during the recruiting process.
I don't think parents are, unfortunately.
What are you going to say? Hey, mom, dad, hey, grandma, grandpa, uncle Timmy.
Yeah, like get it under control, man.
Chill, man.
Yeah.
You're making me look bad. Pop's going to be like, boy, do you know how much money I put? Like, it's like, but
somebody should tell them.
I'm telling you, sure as I'm sitting here, it 100% matters.
Now we've heard stories of over the years of these players who they get to their program, things are going great, and because they've heard like it's multiple at this point, but like they're like, especially a recruit where you were really concerned because there's some of these parenting, not red flags, but it was like, oh, they've got they've got a helicopter mom or helicopter dad. Like you see that, and then you flag that in the recruitment, and then you check in a couple months into where they're at in the program, like, things were going great, and then, mom and or dad moved up here to be close to the kid, and, his attitude's changed a little bit, and this has changed a little bit, and we're not getting the same kind of buy-in and output and like energy from him, and it's like, like that. At some point along the way, someone needs to step in and have that conversation.
Anecdotally, this is a totally unpopular opinion, but I don't care. I just, it's my experience, and I'm just speaking from my vantage point. If I'm recruiting, I think one of the number one things I'm looking at if I want to decide about investments of young people, and we're operating along these lines of parenting and stewardship, and typically the stronger the mom is in terms of the dialogues that happen, the more leery I'm gonna be traditionally. Like it probably doesn't sound great, but the reality of it is those relationships anecdotally just seem to be different from a maintenance level. Of what happens once those boys leave home. It's always a red flag for me, depending on how overbearing I think the matriarchs could be.
Yeah, for me, it's a helicopter parent thing in general, just because I've seen it on both sides.
It looks different though. I get it. Like, dudes can be guys, dads and grandpas and uncles can be the same way too, but it's vastly different in the conversations that you can have. I mean, I don't think that's a hot take. I'm just gonna say it out loud.
No, I know what you mean. It is something I know for sure, talking to schools recently too. Like, that's been something more in this transfer portal era, in the NIL era. Like, you can't invest money in a guy who doesn't even really know who he is, and does have to be kind of overseen by, or where you have to, like, there's 105 guys on the team. You can't cater to 105 players and their parents, So it's like, you have to be a certain level of talent. We've seen recruitments in general get fully derailed just by the involvement of parents. Like, you have to be a certain level of talent where the parental involvement can be as much as for some of these guys they are. And on the other side of this, like, I do think it's good to be involved. Like, I think on the other side, it's like, I've always advised parents in general to be involved in the process, but know where to draw the line and recognize that this is your kid's process. But at the other side of this, it's like, it is also good to talk to recruits and know that their decision-making process is sound based on the advice they've been given from people above them, but not necessarily that they're solely leaning on what the person above them tells them. Like, they have advice, they're getting advised by someone, but it's not the person making the decision. When you hear that, like, oh yeah, like, I mean, we had this it was a couple years ago with the recruit where it was like, I think it was public knowledge at the time, but like with Michael Terry, for example, like that was one where his parents handled the NIL side of things. They didn't really let him know the money side of things. They were like, make your decision and we'll handle the NIL side. Like, you pick the school you want to be at and we'll handle that. I don't necessarily know if that's a good thing because you're leaving them intentionally out of part of the process, but that's one creative way I've seen parents kind of attack this, where it allows their kid to make the best football decision for themselves, and then they take care. But the thing is, you have to be a Michael Terry level talent where you have that leverage to make that type of decision and then have the financial conversation.
I'm gonna be honest. I think if I was a coach, I would have a rule, like, at least as a freshman, like, your parents can't move here.
So one of the things we try to do, though, is, and I think Nebraska's really good at this, is the parent portals and the amount of communication that happens pre-stepping foot with the onboarding is critical. So you can't ever say, hey, we didn't know this, we didn't have this conversation. Like, you have the amount of due diligence Nebraska does with the onboarding process is incredible. Like, you can have as much access and ask as many questions as you want to about the recruiting process, but from the time that you say yes to the time they step foot on campus, it would be very, very hard. You'd have to be intentional about saying, well, I didn't know, or you didn't tell me that. Like, they almost over communicate.
Yeah, we're having this conversation, and a lot of what I'm saying in general when I'm talking about the grander scale of this is talking about the grander scale of recruiting, not necessarily Nebraska. And I want to make that important.
I agree.
And I want to make that important because I think around here, between media and fan base, there's this thing of like, they're not always like, Rule and his staff, they're not always like straightforward with us. They don't tell us everything. We don't hear everything. And it's like, well, that's not just that's to the media and the fan base. It is intentional. It is intentional that way. But it's not that way with parents, and it's not that way with players. And it's a reason why they've had as much success generally with retention compared to other programs. And it's why they've had, relative to the on-field success they've had, why they've been able to pull some of these recruits that they have, is because of that communication and the honesty they have. Like, they have Trey Taylor committed right now because of that. They've been able to keep guys in this building because they know exactly where they stand. Some programs don't do that, and we talked last year about, why did they play a spring game? Why didn't they do this? And Rule was like talking about, they didn't want people watching the spring game and recruiting their players and all of that. And there's some frustrations within the media and the fan base of not being able to get to see that, not being able to see these guys in a competitive setting. But it didn't matter to the players because they were getting competitive reps. And it also didn't matter to the players because they knew exactly where they stood with the coaching staff. And unlike other programs, it wasn't a thing where they were going to get thrown out there. And that's not to say every other program does this. There are other programs that operate the way Nebraska does. But I do think Nebraska does a really good job of letting players and parents know where everyone stands and making sure that communication is there to the point that there's no question about not just where you stand, but what you need to do to see the field or to improve your current situation.
Yeah, I would encourage, and I would tell this to players, because a lot of times they don't have the courage to just tell their parents. But a lot gets lost in translation from the time that parents and guardians check in with their respective schools versus the stories that come from coaches to players by the time the players get it back to the parents. It's like sometimes kids just have to be able to say, hey, I'm not good enough right now, right? Like, they've done this, this, and this. Because sometimes you just want to say, well, come watch practice.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like sometimes it is just like you're a freshman, you get to practice, and you're like, oh, this is a different game. But your parents still has the idea of, oh, little blah, blah, blah was dominating on Friday nights, and like he's just going to come in and dominate. He's like, no, come out to practice and see what this looks like. Like, look at what the guys in front of me are doing.
Yeah, the players have to be able to do a better job of being able to communicate to relate the information back to the people that they're talking to. Because
a lot of times, we've also seen that with like position changes.
That's where the disconnect comes from.
We've also seen that with position changes, where it's like a parent is like, "Oh, I want my son playing this in college," and the schools will do that and appease them during the recruiting process of like, "Yeah, we're bringing you on as an athlete, or we're bringing you on as this," and then spring practice starts and they get put in the position they actually need to be playing. And again, maybe the players is fully open to it and fully receptive to it, but parent hears about it, all of a sudden starts pushing back. All of a sudden, you've got an issue. And he's already like, look, if this doesn't get fixed by the time the transfer portal opens in December, we're hitting the portal when it opens. And that's how all of a sudden a guy ends up. I mean, we saw this with an O lineman or a D lineman who was, how am I trying to say this? It was a two-way athlete who was convinced, whose parents were convinced he was a better D lineman than he was an O lineman. And it literally just took 3-4 years and transferring twice for him to realize, oh, I have a future at O-lineman. Like, I have a real future at O-lineman.
That's our guy, Tim Verghese, inside Nebraska. Tim, great stuff. As always, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, TV.
That is Tim Verghese from inside Nebraska. We'll take a quick break. Be right back here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
You'd probably have to ask him. I mean, I didn't see it that way. It was just sort of, I thought, a tough call. I mean, for someone who watches as much football as me, it's, I think, the only time I'd ever seen that. They had one other instance. But at the end of the day, he was just trying to play hard. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He was just trying to, a game that wasn't quite going our way early on. He was trying to establish physical dominance by hitting a player. They made the call. But, what you hope is over time that, when you're holding players and staff and yourself to standards, that they don't see it as punishment. They see it as corrective action, helping them get better. And if you're able to stay a place long enough, that those messages kind of get passed on. It's like, hey, no matter how talented you are, you have to do things this way. And again, tremendous credit to Elijah. He's done that, and he'll reap a lot of the rewards this year, and then with a long NFL career afterwards, because he's got all the talent and he's added. We haven't done it. He's done the discipline and the accountability to get those things done.
Yes, it did a lot. One of the most important things or time frames I would say that helped boost it was the bowl game. Just that those practices right there let a lot of people know that I'm here for a reason. I can play, and showing the new DC that, and we had some conversations, and he instilled a lot of confidence in me to get back to the player that I am. Just the physicality that I play with. our whole defense plays like that, and that's one of the main things you need for a great defense. You need 11 guys that can tackle, that are physical, that fly around to the ball, and that are going to do their job at a high level. And that's what we've been preaching over and over again, and I fit that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you to call our friends over at NextGen Male Medical, whether you're man, woman, whatever it is, whatever you got going on, need some weight loss, need a little energy, trying to make sure you don't get sick, whatever it is, they can help you out. They got vitamins, they got peptides, they got weight loss, they got testosterone, whatever you can think of. They'll do genetic testing. They'll do a whole overall panel. They got you.
Yeah, sleep tests. And listen, if you guys think it's easy, like just look at, I don't know, you certainly don't want to be like me, but if you're like, man, this DB, the last couple of months, squirrely, active, energetic, hopping fences. If you're like, man, what's going on with that dude? I'm just telling you, I'm not crazy. It's the people at NextGen.
I mean, he is crazy, but it's different.
I am. It's a different kind of
unrelated.
Crazy. Yeah. Right. All this newfound energy. He's a stander. He's hassling Ravi.
Well, that's not new, but
I think they're breaking down my mental tissue, though. We got to talk about that because I did give you a hug, and I would normally never do that. I just
come on, man.
So if you just want to feel better, man, about yourself,
you're finally getting to be more like me. You're very empathetic.
Yeah,
give them a call 402-614-9700 or check them out online nextgenmmc.com. You can schedule an appointment right there online.
Asian Joe, who doesn't want to be squirrely? That's me, right?
Squirrels are cool.
Asian Joe's seen my bit forever. He knows this is just how I am.
He's an OG.
I'm dying to sit on the floor, but
I think Sash might hit you. I'm gonna be honest.
Why does violence have to be? Oh, this is coming from. Never mind.
Did you really want to answer that question?
No. I'm good. I'm good on that. I get it.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling about your boy Kyler Murray signing with the Vikings? You okay?
Yeah, they're gonna win a lot of games.
Are you? Who's gonna play quarterback for the Steelers this year?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just
because that's kind of who you were hoping for, right?
Yeah.
Was Kyler?
Yeah.
It seemed like it wasn't going that direction, but
yeah. I mean,
you've been talking about Kyler for a long time, though.
For a long time,
like way early.
And I want to see if I'm right.
I mean, that's a good landing spot for him.
It's fantastic.
It's probably the best landing spot for him.
And like most things, I want people to just say my bad. I apologize.
Damn, DB, you was right.
Yeah. I'm just. How about Daniel Jones getting his money,
dude? $50 million guaranteed this year.
Yeah, and I think what is it on average? It's 44.
Yeah,
so he got about what he wanted.
88 over 2, which I mean, I'll be honest, for like 10 good games, that's not bad.
No,
that's a nice payday.
No, I heard somebody the other day going into what you talked about last year.
Don't pay the quarterbacks.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Well, I just assumed because we were talking about big quarterback got paid.
Yeah, because you had like a 7-day I mean, it was good discussions. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
and I tried to take you in a bunch of different directions with Super Bowl quarterbacks, and
there is,
and in typical Ravi fashion, you'd find ways to come back to it, even when it was like long over with.
I learned that from Kevin Kugler.
Really?
No, I was just making a joke because what he did earlier in the week.
Funny.
He just kept weaving it in there, you know.
Yeah, he's talented.
No, I think the biggest outlier, or I think the biggest indicator of teams that can and can't win the Super Bowl are teams that pay non-elite quarterbacks elite quarterback money.
Yeah,
that is the biggest like filter disqualifier of teams that.
And I think quarterback is really the only position you see that with where the market gets set and it's a little broken.
Yeah.
Like nobody else is paying a center Tyler Lindenbaum money.
No, it's just like, hey, that was weird. Why'd you do that? Okay, cool. We're going to pay our guy normal money.
Now, I do want, again, I brought him up because I don't know how much we pay attention to it, but like you can't pay Zion Johnson that kind of guard money either.
No.
But I think teams are getting smarter with, well, that's what they did. That doesn't mean that's what we're going to do. You don't see that with quarterbacks, though. Quarterbacks, it's just like that's the going rate.
Yeah, it's just like, this is the latest guy. I guess we have to pay $50 million for Tua now.
So, KJ, he's so polarizing. I think Purdy is closer to elite than not.
I would agree, especially
Purdy is fantastic.
Especially in Shanahan's system. Now, to be clear, I didn't want them to pay him as much as they did.
I know. I teased you.
But they also didn't pay him what the going rate was. They got a little bit of a discount. But
Kobe,
I much rather.
Why would I employ him? He's going to be subordinate.
Insubordinate.
I mean, as a subordinate is what I was thinking.
He's going to be insubordinate
as a subordinate. Yeah. Like I can't have him be the face of the front office. Like morale would be so bad. DB, how many times I got to tell you, you're going to get Aaron Rodgers and you're going to like it. Cole, you can't talk to me like that, man. I drafted you. Like I guarantee in your contract. And you're going to drive this Tacoma and you're going to like it.
You just take this Tacoma.
I mean, come on, man.
No, I think Keljam, that's not true. We've seen guys not be good quarterbacks with Shanahan. You have to have a certain skill set to be good with Shanahan. That's just true.
I wonder why we're so down on Purdy.
Because he's not physically special in any way.
Neither was Montana.
I understand
ain't saying
that.
He's winning 4 rings, but Purdy's good.
I also don't look at a lot of the really, the guys we consider the best quarterbacks of all time. Is Tom Brady particularly physically gifted?
No.
Is Peyton Manning particularly physically gifted?
No.
Is Joe Montana particularly physically gifted?
No.
Those are 3 of the whatever order, 3 of the 5 best quarterbacks of all time.
But I'll tell you who is.
Who?
Steve Young.
Oh, 100%. He's got 1 ring.
I'm just talking.
I love Steve Young. Steve Young is my favorite quarterback of all time. I love Steve Young. He's incredibly physically gifted. He has 1 ring.
Most quarterbacks, Kobe, are system quarterbacks. It's the one in which they're playing.
Yes.
I can only think of
guys that can transcend whatever system they're in.
I can only think of a couple, and I don't know if I'm right. I'm just off the top of my head. I can think of.
Who are you thinking of off the top of your head?
One is Mahomes.
I struggle with Mahomes a little bit.
The other, because of Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Again, I'll entertain it. This is just, and I think
super gifted.
And I think Brady is the other. Because he won in 2 different franchises.
I agree. He won in multiple styles offensively. I think he can transcend system. I don't think he could have transcended situation, especially early in his career.
I get it. Mahomes may be a little bit of a fire starter because of Reid, but he does do a lot of things off script.
Sure. Yeah. Look at the guys that have done well with Andy Reid, though. Andy Reid's really good with that type of quarterback, with guys that can do things off script.
I don't know. I mean, Alex Smith wasn't necessarily an off script guy.
No, but he got the best out of Michael Vick.
No,
he got the best out of Donovan McNabb.
I get it.
And also, Alex Smith is a little better off script than we give him credit for.
No, he's a heck of an athlete.
Really good athlete.
Pre-shattered leg.
Yeah, and that was all in Kansas City. Was all pre-shattered leg. He was still relatively young there.
I'm curious what you think about Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is a guy that I think is pretty close to transcending system and situation. Yeah. More honestly,
but I do think you have to let Josh Allen play a certain way.
100%, yes. But I don't think you have to be like, this guy works the best in this situation. This is where we have to put him. I would say, and I like Mahomes better than Josh Allen. I would say Josh Allen is closer to being transcendent of system and situation than Mahomes is.
Yeah,
for me personally.
And to your point, amazing, Daniel. I get it as a resident Steelers honk. Very different offensive philosophies too.
For who?
Not just 2 different head coaches.
For Roethlisberger? Yeah, for sure.
Very different. Yeah. I mean, you got Todd Haley, you had Bruce Arians. Like it was. Yeah. I'm not gonna honk for Roethlisberger. He's significantly better than history talks about him.
Only other guy I would maybe put in this category, and I know you don't like this guy as much as other people do, but I think it's because he sort of was the offense himself, was Peyton Manning. He basically decided what that offense was.
Peyton Manning was a great quarterback. I just think
But I think he transcended coaching
The way
because,
the position was played?
yes.
I'll give you that.
And like he basically decided the offense is what I make the offense.
Yeah, I get it. Because there's nothing about his physical tools where you would say
Nothing special.
Yeah, do what he does.
Yeah.
The mechanics.
Nothing.
I mean, this dude was just a process. He's just a ball player,
Yeah.
man.
But he was so smart.
Yeah.
So I'll give him credit for transcending situations too, because nobody talks about any offensive mind that Peyton Manning ever worked with.
Who is the most physically gifted quarterback to win a Super Bowl after Mahomes?
Physically gifted.
I would either say Elway, but he was a shell of what he was.
By the time he won it might be Steve Young.
I was going to say Young.
It might be Steve Young.
I was going to say Young. I would say peak Elway, but when Elway won the Super Bowl,
He
it wasn't
wasn't that guy.
It wasn't with the huge arm and running around making plays.
I know he gets the famous flip play into the end zone and whatever, but like he wasn't the guy that he was before. Now, if you're talking
Steve Young, maybe.
I mean,
Jalen
Stafford's
Hurts,
super physically gifted.
Yeah, but he
doesn't have the whole mobility package.
He has elite level arm strength.
I would say the same thing about. I would say arm talent too, because Joe Flacco's arm strength, he doesn't have Matt Stafford's arm talent. If we want to make a distinction, I wouldn't say
that's a good. No, I'm not gonna fight over that. Because there is different.
Yeah,
right.
Like Stafford's better at making
Jeff George had tremendous arm strength.
Yes, not great arm talent.
So
it's kind of dicey. Or and Brett Favre's probably somewhere in between. Great arm strength, pretty good arm talent, really bad decision making sometimes.
Now he hasn't aged well.
No, and I'm not a Brett Favre guy, to be fair.
I will say this, and I was a huge fan. Peak Rodgers was a really good athlete.
I was going to say Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the most physically gifted. I would say Aaron Rodgers is more,
but I still would put Steve Young ahead of Aaron Rodgers.
I think I'd put Rodgers ahead of Mahomes though, for physical gifts. He was a better athlete than Mahomes, I think.
Ooh.
I think peak Rodgers is a better athlete than Mahomes.
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's a hot take.
I mean, Rodgers was sweet. He did some sick stuff.
Ridiculous stuff.
But I think we're forgetting just 3 years ago, you were terrified.
That's not because of all the physical gifts.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't corral this dude. He was going to rip off a 25-yard run. Everybody was always open. You could not throw it. I don't know, man. I think we're sleeping on Mahomes a little bit.
I think I'm just trying to give proper respect out. Gifted
I'm with
was.
you. I'm with you.
He
was pretty sweet.
They're at the very least in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
I think. Let's take a quick break. We'll get to Mike Sautter down at. He's actually out in Chicago with the Big Ten tournament. We'll talk to him coming up next year on Hurrdat Sports Live.
You probably have to ask him. I mean, I didn't see it that way. It was just sort of, I thought, a tough call. I mean, for someone who watches as much football as me, it's I think the only time I'd ever seen that. They had one other instance, but at the end of the day, he was just trying to play hard. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He was just trying to, in a game that wasn't quite going our way early on, he was trying to establish physical dominance by hitting a player. They made the call. But what you hope is over time that. When you're holding players and staff and yourself to standards, that they don't see it as punishment. They see it as corrective action, helping them get better. And if you're able to stay a place long enough, that those messages kind of get passed on. It's like, hey, no matter how talented you are, you have to do things this way. And again, tremendous credit to Elijah. He's done that, and he'll reap a lot of the rewards this year, and then with a long NFL career afterwards, because he's got all the talent and he's added. We haven't done it. He's done the discipline and the accountability to get those things done.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Mike Sautter.
Yeah.
Mike Sautter.
Oh, man, you're going to put me on the spot.
Mike Sautter.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. We're presented by NextGen Male Medical. We are joined now by Mike Sautter from Hurrdat Sports and NebPreps. Mike, how are we doing this morning?
How we doing? How y'all doing?
Jerome, did you drive through the night?
No, we drove yesterday. We left at 9 in the morning. I was not at state basketball yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Because I had to be in Chicago.
Yeah, I understand. I can I go back to something? I'm very upset with you because I'm watching you on television. You're kind of working, but you're more talking. You're taking a knee. You have your arm around some poor unsuspecting soul. And I'm like, Mike, can you help out the NFHS broadcasts with pronunciation? Crickets, crickets, crickets. Mike, please go tell them that it's this and not that. Like, I'm trying to help out the young people. You inexplicably come back with, it's too blanking far away. I'm not blanking effing going all the way up. Like, did you find that necessary, Jerome?
I don't think it was that deep. But they're up top, like in the concourse section, and I was sitting down by the court. That's really far up there.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it was far.
Did it call for an expletive?
Did I? Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. That's normally kind of how I talk sometimes. So.
It's a fair point.
Rico says you were helping him with his interviews, that you were being helpful.
Yeah, I was giving him advice or what to do, or giving him an idea of where to go.
That was very nice that as a guy that doesn't like his space violated, that you were very, I mean, it was this right here.
Am I Rico?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me how to do it.
It's like, hey.
You gotta go. Who am I going to talk to? Jim Weeks? Should I go talk to Jim Weeks?
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Big Auburn guy?
But that was like your posture. I was like,
I was being help. I was trying to be helpful. Team player.
Oh, that'd be new. Good for you. Never too late to learn.
Come on.
What? No,
really?
You could be on my team. I you.
With Gino?
Hey, Ravi laughed at me Monday. That's not a bad starting 11.
For the situation we are in, we New York Jets, the only team I say we about, we don't say we about everybody, just the New York Jets. For the situation that we are in, we could have done way worse. So
yeah.
I'm fine with it. It's cheap. Like, he's definitely a bridge quarterback. I think everyone understands that.
You could be a 58-year-old quarterback to be reunited with his coach.
Yeah, good luck with that one. So,
jeez, I think
we went down that road.
It's just a me thing. I am like, nobody wants to.
I think people don't love Aaron Rodgers, and so it's just easy to pile on whoever's team he's on. I think it's an Aaron Rodgers problem, not a you problem, DB.
No, I think the way that both you guys treat me needs to be
addressed. We tried that. Good luck, man. I'm done with that guy. It's terrible.
So what are you expecting today? A lot of shaky hoops on Wednesday before we get to Nebraska. What are you expecting today? Who settles in quickest? It wasn't little lackluster unless you're probably a Titans fan.
Yeah, West Side obviously escaped. That's like the easiest way to say it. When you're down 18 with 3:57 left in the third quarter, to come back and win shows some crazy resolve. I mean, their body language was down. It wasn't really great. Nothing was going great. And then they got enough stops, obviously.
And to his credit, he shook the lineup up a little bit to try to start with getting some stops.
Yeah, and like, it was frankly, if Westside would have lost that game, it would have been pretty disheartening. Like, to be honest, there's just no way around it. And Coach Simon just kept his cool. Like I kind of watched mannerisms and stuff, and he was just calm. He didn't get too like, oh my gosh, we gotta. Da, da, da. No, he was just kind of like, okay, like we're gonna. Like his body language was great and just kept steady Eddie. So, to his credit, that's where that goes. And Southwest, though, man, like Dakari Wilson had a heck of a game the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And the Twins are just a nightmare to try and guard. Now, size-wise, it's going to look like a Division I team versus a JV high school team. I mean, just the size difference.
We saw it the first time they played. It was the clear-cut thing.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to obviously look up. I mean, Westside's not going to lose the rebounding margin like in this game. It's just a matter of can Southwest make enough shots from distance, because even if the Twins are really good at getting to the basket and really athletic, but Westside has not just Will Preston, but like Emery Geddick is a shot blocker, can be a rim protector. And
they got to get him going. He's kind of the key. Preston's gonna do his thing. I love him because he's consistent and he can protect the paint. And I think he needs more paint touches too, like at least just to draw guys, because he's so he's capable, right? I just think he needs to be empowered. But Geddick's the guy I think they got to get going.
Yeah, he when he's going, it certainly opens everything for everybody else. Like Donnie Barfield Jr. can slash the lane. Like you kind of look at it and just like get him the ball in the post and let him make good decisions.
If I'm Barfield today, he's got to be the Windex guy. If he cleans glass, he's got a chance to really do work, because he gets, in my opinion, he has kind of the worst match. He has the best matchup for what his skill sets are today, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he's got to play defense without fouling. Like that's going to be hard to do because he's going to probably have to guard one of the Twins or get switched off on him or something like that. I mean, he's going to have to do that. And they're quicker than him and can get downhill. They're really explosive too. Like
they play well too, obviously.
They're underrated athletically, for sure. And just because they're short, right? I think that those are obviously the key is like, can Southwest hit enough shots from the outside?
Their ability to put the ball on a string too is pretty impressive. Like their handle it's pretty elite with their change of direction.
Yeah, it's great. Like they've been awesome this year. They've been super fantastic.
Mike, who's your favorite player left on in the boys state tournament, and why is it Sawyer Smith?
Boy, he's getting, how about his comps?
What I mean, you start dropping almost quadruple doubles, we start having different conversations, I think.
Listen, this dude, like he's been doing it. So if you remember last year, Ogallala was like the favorite coming in, and the day before the state tournament, they have a shoot around, he rolls his ankle, he can't play. And like they get upset. So like he's been doing this so well.
Ogallala was those were my guys. I know it wasn't popular because Gillen was so polarizing, but I was team Ogallala all the way.
Yeah, I don't mind guys with some bravado and stuff. Like I like that confidence. So
it's a tough hole he stepped into this year too, man.
Yeah, and I will say this:
Coach Gillen,
the team, like this year's team, they don't have that like extra stuff around them when they're playing. Like they just play, and that's kind of the fun thing about them. They just go out and hoop. Like they'll give up a layup and just hit you right back on the other side with a three or a layup of their own. Like they just free flow. It's kind of fun to watch. They got really good size. Like they got great size. They're just so good. Like they are really good. And Sawyer Smith is really good. He's got that below the rim game that is pretty fantastic. He can like 1-footer, step back stuff, like mid range and in the post. Can hit threes. His pace is really good. He doesn't get sped up. He's really good. I saw some of the comp stuff, and I don't know if I agree fully with that.
I agree.
I just
with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I think athletically he's a little bit limited from a lateral quickness is kind of a thing that he's limited with, but he's a great high school basketball player, and that team is great. I again we said it all year. Ogallala is awesome. They've been good. I saw them twice this year in person over Christmas break. Made it a point to watch them the first time and the second time. Saw them play Beatrice, and then saw them play team from Kansas City. They played at Gretna. Can't remember. Shawnee Mission North or something like that. One of those, and they just hammered both those teams. So they put Beatrice. They killed, and then they won at Gretna in that one day kind of thing. So they're really good. It's a matter of like in that second game in C1, that second semifinal is Auburn and Ashland Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if someone scores 55, I'll be shocked.
I think that's high.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like it'll be shocking if someone gets to like over 50 in that game, just because they control possession so well, and they play really good defense and long possessions, and I think that one could be close. And then even if you look at if Ashland does win today, then they likely play Ogallala. DC West has had a hell of a year. They're just going to run into Ogallala, who's pretty damn good.
Well, they just tipped, and DC West off to a good start. They're up 10-2 early.
10-2?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good for them. Like, wow. Yeah. Coach Daling's done a really nice job at DC West building that program, too.
It's early.
Yeah, it's early. Ashland Greenwood's one loss, is to Ogallala, and it was like a 3-point game, and it was in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So Ogallala can play fast, they can play slow, they can win a number of different ways. So I think that one is very interesting.
Hey, so let me ask you something. Since you got to Chicago and got a chance to get settled in, if on the outs, is it an issue? If you're in Nebraska, we talked about the buys and how important it was. If you're this team, how do you think they're deciding between rest and rust for kind of how they like to play and the rhythm they were playing with versus, man, our bench hasn't been super deep. This time off could serve us well.
I think the time off served them well, because let's just say if they beat Purdue today, which will be no easy task by any means, and then somehow you play likely Michigan State tomorrow or UCLA, really tough.
Yeah.
And then if you win both those games, you're in the championship game. You're likely playing Michigan, also not easy. Like then you turn around and you're leaving again on Tuesday. So like the little bit of break there isn't bad. Coach Hoiberg said at availability that they were going to practice 2 days at DePaul and then hopefully get a shoot around in this morning. So they've practiced here since they've been here in Chicago. So I think that's something that is positive, right? Like they're still kind of getting after it and whatnot. So yeah, benched up. Jared Garcia is going to have to give some pretty good minutes. He gave 5 minutes against Iowa, hit that huge corner three. I think that's massive, just from a scouting perspective and like confidence and everything. I think it's great. Like I think him hitting that shot was pretty big. Also, it was in his face, so he's going to have to help. He's going to have to really help, because I don't think you can. 7 guys is pretty hard to do, especially with the lack of size, if you will, that they have. Now, Purdue, we think, is like just this massive team, and they are in their post players, but their guards aren't. But their guards are also very good. They actually have the same height as a team as Nebraska. So I think they average 77.1 inches or something like that. I can tell you in a second here.
I think most of what Clough and those guys were able to do, and it's a good offensive rebounding team. I think they're 13 or I think they're 13 a night on the boards. Was a lot of it was just Clough's positioning, right? It's not, he's not going over guys. It's just he's able to hold them off as he's volleying for balls in the air. I think how Nebraska attacks the glass will be way more important than the actual size discrepancy.
Yeah. In my, I guess, pregame, like my keys to the game, obviously offensive glass is something that's huge. You can't have a plus 15 offensive rebound margin for Purdue and win this game. Purdue is also 22nd in the country in rebounding margin overall. But it was more of the fact that like guards, Price, Stanford, whatever, didn't rebound down they didn't crash on the offensive end. And I think that's something that's going to be key. Obviously, like that's like the most like glaring obvious thing. So the rebound down thing from the guards, Price, and the wings in particular, need to help out because Rink is massively strong. Like he's one of the strongest guys you'll find, and if his positioning's right, and can clear people out is a factor. Also, Rink's 3-point shot ability to pull those guys out is a factor. They don't block shots. Purdue doesn't block shots at this massive high rate, despite the fact they have 2 7-footers and Trey Kaufman and a lot of size. They don't block a lot of shots. Rink was 4 of 7 in the first time they played from 3. That's huge. So Mast, Berke Buchtengel, Jared Garcia, like if Berke can hit 1 3.
No, stop.
Somehow make one of his maybe 2 or 3 attempts, hopefully only 2 or 3 attempts, because we don't need more than that from 3 for him. That'd be big. Just from a like, oh, now I got to guard him, kind of thing. So
nobody's gonna think that, Mike.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Nobody's gonna think, oh, now I've got to guard him. I think if he makes the first one, they're gonna be like,
please,
sweet,
take more.
I mean,
yeah.
No, I'm
right.
just it's 21%.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
Yeah.
That's just not gonna change.
Let's just not even attempt it, right? Like I'm with you on that, but I just am thinking of ways that this could happen. So obviously turnovers and points off turnovers will be huge in this game. Listen to this. So not only did Nebraska lose 80-77 in overtime in Lincoln when they played first, they got down 15-1, came back. They were down 46-22, less than 2 minutes into the second half.
Oh, I remember.
And came back. And they lost by 3. So when I say turnovers and points off turnovers are a key, remember they lost by 3 points. Purdue's points off turnovers were 19. Nebraska's were 16. That's 3 points. They lost by 3 points.
Mike, when you're looking, go ahead.
No, okay. Just real quick to that. So Nebraska has been even on the boards last couple out UCLA and Iowa. Opponent specific or just more attention to detail as they get ready to take on Purdue? Because the rebounding thing hasn't been as big of an issue, like let's say as much as turning the ball over.
No, yeah, it hasn't. They've turned it over. Nebraska was the first time they played Purdue. Nebraska's turnover rate was 10th in the country, something top 10. I think it was right at about 10.
Hmm?
That was February 10th, so I don't remember off the top of my head. That's pretty phenomenal. And today it's like 50th.
Yep.
So like you can't, like, that can't happen, right? They're 34th, sorry, in turnover percentage. So in a month, they've really, it's really been escalated as far as the turnovers and non-steal turnovers. They've had some pitchy woo-woo, just throw it out of bounds type of stuff.
Wait.
So,
Who? What's his name?
pitchy woo-woo.
Who's Pitchy Woo Woo?
Well,
Pitchy Woo Woo.
the non-steal turnover guy.
Oh, Pitchy Woo Woo. Yeah. I think I may add that to the lexicon. It's a little pitchy woo. Is pitchy woo like all encompassing, or is it just the turnover guy?
It's kind of all encompassing if you're just throwing the ball.
That's how he described 6-man football to me once. He's like, it's pretty pitchy woo woo.
Pitchy woo woo.
It is.
I'll give you all credit. I just think that's a funny term. Pitchy woo woo.
Yeah. It is. 6-man football is very much so like that. You just throw the thing around all over. Well, you can. A lot of teams just still just run it, but you can just chuck that thing to the center if you want. Like, do whatever you want.
A little pitchy out there, you know?
Yeah. You never heard that before?
You were the first person I've heard say that, but it was in reference to 6-man football.
This is my first time, Jerome. I'm just getting clarity.
Okay. No, I think obviously taking care of the ball is a massive thing. And Purdue's defensively hasn't been awesome this last handful. I will say, to the rebounding thing that you asked, Price Sanford has been huge rebounding the basketball since Iowa. Like since the first time, since Iowa City.
It's really important for their guards to help out.
Since Iowa City, Price Sanford has rebounded at a very good rate, extremely high clip. So look for a little bit more of that. I will say this. When they played on Sunday, that Iowa game, I loved how they just got Price in the post. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Because one, it just is a way to initiate offense and get him going a little bit and get him involved. He's also a very willing and good passer. The skip pass he made from the post for an open, I think, Sam Hoiberg 3 was awesome. It was a great pass right in the pocket. It was great. So also, it's one of those things, if people are going to be grabbing and clutching and chucking him around when he's trying to cut through or behind screens and cut through the lane and curl and do all those things, all those actions, get him in the post. They can't do that. So it kind of frees him up a little bit. So I love that change to their offense, and it's just another thing that you have to prepare for in Nebraska, which is, not easy at all. This game I think will be close-ish, and I think it's going to come down to obviously the rebounding margin and turnovers. It kind of boils down to that. Nebraska had 14 turnovers, I believe, the first time they played, and Purdue had 11. So again, 3-point game. The number 3 keeps kind of showing up in all the data research I did last night before this game.
Sounds a little pitchy woo woo.
Yeah,
Mike. If I gave you the choice, and you get either a confident Cale Jacobson or a under control Braden Frager, which one are you taking today?
Wow. That's tough.
You only get one. You can't get both.
If you're saying if I can have how they both played on Sunday, I'll take Cale Jacobson all day.
Well, that's what I mean. I would not say that was the good version of Braden Frager, though.
Right. Yeah. Frager under control is a thing.
Just give me 5 rebounds and 2 assists from Frager.
Yeah, and
I know I'll get 11
You'll get
points.
the rest.
Yeah. And that's what I was gonna say. You'll get 8 to 12 points. If he can give you 5 and 2 assists, just don't give me 3 to 4 turnovers either. Like, you can't have that happen. You can't dribble in in traffic. Like, just don't like.
He's a very capable rebounder.
Oh
yes,
especially
just slow down a little bit.
In the guards coming down and rebounding, like that's important.
It goes to what Fred has talked about is the smart pace with Braden. Like, he gets sped up a little bit and tries to do too much, or he's feeling like he's got to, get to the rim and do all that stuff, and he gets in trouble.
He does get a little pitchy woo sometimes. That's true.
He gets a little dribbling in traffic, and that's not good for him because he struggles to dribble with people guarding him anyway. So.
All right, Jerome.
That's Mike Sautter. Enjoy the Chicago hotel. Let them know where they can find your game coverage today.
JSP said hello. So, game coverage today. Well, me, Avery Howard, John Peterson, John S. Peterson. We are in Chicago. We are going to be at the send-off. We're going to do all kind. Yeah, we have a lot planned today. So I think it's going to be Hell Varsity, Hurrdat Sports combination of kind of everything. So,
all right,
going to write some stuff. We're going to take some pictures. We're going to have some social media stuff. We're going to have some video stuff. We have a lot of stuff.
As long as you got John, I know you have at least have a chance at good pictures. I mean, no. I'm just saying. I don't.
Mike, good luck. Have fun. We'll talk to you later.
Wow.
That's Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports, NebPreps. I was just kind of looking for what socials they could find him on, but that's okay. Sorry. Hail Varsity and Hurrdat Sports. You can find him on. We'll be right back. We're talking to John Cook from the Omaha Supernovas coming up next.
You probably have to ask him. I mean, I didn't see it that way. It was just sort of, I thought, a tough call. I mean, for someone who watches as much football as me, it's, I think, the only time I'd ever seen that. They had one other instance. But at the end of the day, he was just trying to play hard. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody. He was just trying to, a game that wasn't quite going our way early on. He was trying to establish physical dominance by hitting a player. They made the call. But, what you hope is over time that, when you're holding players and staff and yourself to standards, that they don't see it as punishment. They see it as corrective action, helping them get better. And if you're able to stay a place long enough, that those messages kind of get passed on. It's like, hey, no matter how talented you are, you have to do things this way. And again, tremendous credit to Elijah. He's done that, and he'll reap a lot of the rewards this year, and then with a long NFL career afterwards, because he's got all the talent and he's added. We haven't done it. He's done the discipline and the accountability to get those things done.
Yes, it did a lot. One of the most important things or time frames I would say that helped boost it was the bowl game. Just that those practices right there let a lot of people know that I'm here for a reason. I can play, and showing the new DC that, and we had some conversations, and he instilled a lot of confidence in me to get back to the player that I am. Just the physicality that I play with. Our whole defense plays like that, and that's one of the main things you need for a great defense. You need 11 guys that can tackle, that are physical, that fly around to the ball, and that are going to do their job at a high level. And that's what we've been preaching over and over again, and I fit that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by the one and only John Cook of the Omaha Supernovas. John, how are we doing this morning? Coach Cook, you there with us?
God, teased.
Coach, you good?
Coach, can you hear us?
Coach, we got you.
I think we're still working on it. Coach, you got us here?
One more time. It's like when people call and they say, hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? All right, we'll try that again. I bet you really want to have some nice things to say to Shane at this particular point, don't you? It's not my man Liquid's fault.
I got nothing. No, we're good. We're good. We're just, sometimes we have technological issues. It's all right.
Coach, we got you. I'm just afraid somebody's going to say something out of frustration.
It's kind of where my head's at right now as well.
Yeah. Bleepity, bleep, 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 bleep. Shane, for the record, this is just why we're killing time. I would let you sit on my shoulders.
Sorry?
I'd let you sit on my shoulders, give you a better advantage, give you a better sight line if you need a little raising up.
What are we doing, like Zacchaeus from the Bible? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm tired. I worked out of school.
I don't want him to have to punch down too much.
All right, we'll try it again here.
All right, let's see what we got.
Did you know the Zacchaeus song when you were going to?
Yeah. I want to be like Zacchaeus in the sycamore tree. Yeah.
Oh, we had a different Zacchaeus song. I'm black. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. A little more up tempo.
Feels like we have very similar backgrounds.
No, we're different.
Built different.
100%. Coach Cook, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, there he
go.
goes. Shane gave me the thumbs up, so I know we're good. Is it? It's I get that too. A little technical difficulties this morning.
You guys, I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. Now I can hear you.
Okay, here we go. All right, so how's the morning going other than the last 4 minutes? We good?
Yeah, we're good. I've already did one radio interview today. Now I got you guys. Are we talking Husker football? I'm like, I haven't been in Nebraska, so I'm like having football withdrawals.
Yeah, let's do it, Coach. What do you want to talk about?
I will say this: if the schedule allows, I would more than love for you to come up in the booth for the spring game.
What's the date of the spring game?
We are it's 28th.
March 28th.
March 28th. Okay. All right. There's a good chance that could happen.
All
okay.
right. Open invite. I'll tell Kyle Crooks, and he's the gracious one. So once I clear it with him, we're good. We're good. Green light for you, Coach.
Yeah, but Damon, what's the bottom line? You know, you hear that the coach talk. What's the bottom line? Are the boys getting after it? We got defense. We got quarterbacks.
It's coming around. I'll tell you this, and I'll shoot you straight because I always like to just coach to coach here. I think you'll like the style in which they're practicing. It's a lot of heavy hands. It's a lot of contact. They've done a lot of good on good. I watched, the last handful of days. They got probably 180, 185 snaps with their top units going back and forth. A lot of situational scrimmaging, which I like. It's a little different. They spend a good portion, teaching the fundamentals, the base, but then they kind of get after it. Then they'll break the practice down, back to fundamentals. Then they'll get after it. I think you'll like kind of how they're getting after it with one another as a starting place. A ton of teaching going on.
Yeah, good. And they're practicing in the afternoon, right?
Yeah, so they've been late. Just the other day, I don't think they started until 4:30. So a little bit of a difference in a lot of the pre-practice stuff with films. Kind of they're on the dry erase board, their walkthroughs, then they're out on the field. So it's a little longer day, but I kind of think it's a little bit more productive with a younger team because they get to teach on the front end as opposed to everything on the back end. So I bet you he stays with this schedule, and I think they'll stay with early spring ball too. I think he likes the guys playing as much football as possible.
Yeah, I never liked the morning practices because I don't think they get sleep. And I was reading that they thought maybe more injuries were higher because the guys just don't recover enough. And because it's college, they don't go to bed early. So anyway,
it's funny too because he was real matter of fact about that. He said, guys go to bed when they go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, so to your point, it's college. You're right. It's like they weren't going to compensate for the fact that they had to get up earlier. It's just they were going to go to bed when they went to bed.
Yeah. So, but you always practice in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
It's been
a lot. It's long days though. But I guess if I'm going to have a 12, 13-hour day, I'd rather probably go, probably 8 to 8 than 6 to 6.
Yeah. That's right.
if I had to break it down.
Yeah.
So how are things going? Off to a little. I know you're looking to kind of change that the home record. It's been a little bit of a tricky start for you. Kind of where are we at with the overall landscape?
Well, the league's really competitive, and I equate it to NFL. It comes down to a couple plays, at the end of a game, and I think if the Supernovas have won all their 5-game matches they've lost, we'd be at the top. So it's just that's how close it is and how competitive it is. But I don't know. It's really good volleyball, and it's very competitive, and the fans have been showing up. And of course, Saturday night, is the luck of the Novas. So as I said, the St. Patrick's Day party is starting Saturday night in CHI because I know they're trying to break a world record for attendance, and it just again shows you that Nebraska is leading the way for pro volleyball, college volleyball, high school volleyball in this country, and it's again pretty cool to see.
Okay, so Coach, tell us a little bit about the luck of the Novas. I know, like you said, trying to break a world record for attendance. What's the vibe going to be? What are we looking at?
Well, it's dollar beer night, so let's start there.
Well, that helps. That'll help.
I don't know if the beer is going to be green or not, but it's a dollar beer night.
For $1, I don't care.
Yeah. So there might be some lines up there for that. But just it's again this is kind of the tradition around St. Patrick's Day to have this match. And again, there's a number that if they hit it, it'll break a world record for professional volleyball in the world. And so here we go again. We got a shot at that. I know they're close to 15,000 right now. You can still get tickets. So they're hoping to sell out CHI.
Coach, let me go back to something that you talked about with the 5-set matches and the temperament and kind of how close the pendulum could swing the other way. Is it for you guys right now with how tough the league is it more physical in terms of execution or mentally where you have to be able to go in these 5-setters with such small margins for error?
It's a little bit of both. And, if you look at the Supernova schedule, you talk about the physical part. We've had a really tough schedule with road matches 3 in a row. Our schedule. We played more matches than anybody else. And so that's the physical part. Where are you, is the team just had a week off and you're playing them and you've been on the road for 2 matches? And remember, these guys aren't chartering, they're flying commercial, and the travel has been a nightmare. I don't know if you guys have traveled, but the airports, the weather, security, it's been really tough travel.
So how have you guys, my little guy, he's playing 7-on-7. They were in Atlanta, which is one of the worst airports in the city or in the state or in the country. Christmas.
bigger
in the country. Just with partial layoffs in the workers, they can't manage the numbers. That unto itself, I don't know how you build in like scheduling time to just for margin of error.
Yeah, it's been a real challenge, and especially on the road, trying to get practices in. And there's been several days that they just haven't been able to practice because they've been sitting at the airport. They've been on plane, off planes, all that stuff. So anyway, to answer your question, a lot of it comes down to that's the physical part, how recovered are you? And I think the Supernovas are a team that are built around more finesse, ball control, executing, and when they get fatigued, you look at a couple of players. I mean, they're not going to perform as a high level, and those are the players that are going to win those close games. So that's been one of the issues. And then of course there's the mental part, the confidence part. Do we have confidence to get it done in the 5th game? Because it's going to come down a lot of these to the 5th game, and so do you have the confidence to get that done? And that's the fine line between winning and losing. And again, you go back to the Huskers. I mean, they lost by 2 points to go to the Final Four, and and that's the great thing about volleyball. And again, Damon, when I talk to people and speak, I use an analogy: 4th and 1. I mean, are you living every day? Is Matt Rule having those guys pretend in practice or simulating? It's 4th and 1. Because when you watch football, how many games come down to in the NFL a 4th and 1 play, or the Huskers, a couple 4th and 1 plays determine whether you win or lose. So we got to continue to develop that mindset every day. We're training if it's 13-13 in the 5th, 4th and 1, and I just think that's an acquired skill. You got to practice.
Well, Coach, you got about 13-13 in the 5th in the season so far. You got 5 of your last 7 at home. How are you feeling about a strong finish to the season here?
Well, they played great the other night, so hopefully we got that turned. A couple players in that long road stretch we lost. Many of them were sick. So those are little things you don't hear about, but the bottom line is you got to win. This is the pros, and it's about winning. And so hopefully they can make a nice run here, and we get in the top 4 and go to the playoffs. And then it's 2 matches for $1 million.
Let me ask you something, because I always like talking to you about the mental approach, because that was one thing that was so important to you that you were really good at. Do you think, has this team transitioned? You mentioned the travel, the tough schedule, the being on the road. You think they've transitioned into having to be on all the time in this league? Because it's almost like, with as talented as it is, if you're not razor sharp, it's just those moments. It's like wrestling, right? You breathe at the wrong time, and all of a sudden you get pinned. Like, have they made the transition to needing to be on all the time?
They have it parts of the season, and then other parts of the season they've lost that. And again, that's the art of coaching, Damon. It's how do you get a team to understand that and build on that and work at it. And so it's part of it. It's the challenge. And but every match is gives us a new opportunity to get its win streak going. And hopefully Saturday night, they get a big win. They're playing Indy, who's in first place. They get a big win, and then that propels them down the rest of the stretch of the season.
That is John Cook, general manager of your Omaha Supernovas. Coach, we appreciate the time as always, and we hope to see everybody out there tomorrow night at CHI.
Awesome. It'll be a fun night. And again, it's a celebration of women, professional sports, the sport of volleyball in the state of Nebraska. And I haven't checked the weather. Hopefully the weather will be nice. And Damon, I'll try to get there in the booth on the 28th.
Yep. I'll send you another reminder. I appreciate you.
Okay. All right, guys. Great catching up. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
That is John Cook from the Omaha Supernovas. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Luck of the Novas night, 7 p.m. CHI Health Center, dollar beer night. Can't beat that. Great way to spend your Saturday night. So make sure you get out there and do that.
You don't have any problems with green beer, do you? I know we had the whole green bottle beer discussion.
Right. Green bottle beer is not good. But I don't have a problem with throw some food coloring. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You don't drink beer anyway. So.
No, my buddy made green eggs for his daughters the other day, and he sent me a picture, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, it doesn't. The food coloring doesn't bother me.
I should probably grow up, right? It shouldn't be that big of a deal.
If it's food color, like if somebody is coming in, there's it's odd colored food, and I don't know why.
I guess as long as it's hot, but for some reason with it discolored, I was like, oh, are those cold? Like I don't know. It just
mentally, it kind of
does
took you out of the
tricks with my mind.
No, I get it.
I mean, if Burger King's had green buns and
that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
They've had black buns, not mine. For Halloween.
Oh, okay. Was the not mine necessary?
No, no, you're right. You're right. See, that's NextGen's fault.
Why is that?
Well, if you want to be, overactive and just excited and feel good about life, man, just visit our folks at NextGen.
Just all sorts of energy.
Yeah, that got away from me.
It's all right. We'll take a quick break here.
Sorry, Sash.
And we'll wrap up the show here for the week. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Shoot. I mean, my first year we got after y'all, and the second year y'all got after us. But really, just the motivation from the coaches. I would say that all the progress and them trying to get me out here, and then when I really just saw it, my eyes just opened, and it was just this the place I need to be. Dude, I was eating. No, I'm just playing. I remember that game. It was fun. I ain't gonna lie. Just being out there, just seeing the crowd, my freshman year we played LSU, but then coming up here, it was a whole different environment. Just crazy fans. I remember being at the hotel at 6 a.m, just flooded. I'm just like, what is going on? I ain't never seen nothing like that. And we don't get that back at UCLA. But yeah, it's dope up here.
Yeah, I think it's just big, and I'm just willing to do like whatever to be on that field with those guys, and I just know that they're just trying to help me out beneficially, and I know I'm eventually gonna find what position I'm gonna do and just try to master that as good as I can. But yeah, like I've been playing some nickel and field safety also, kind of like Jameer, and it's been good so far. Definitely, he's always been a hard worker, and like that bowl prep helped him out a lot. And he's been working since the season, and he felt like he should have been playing, which he was a good enough player to be playing, and I know he's gonna help us out this year. So yeah.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. I'm sure you've been seeing the commercials in our breaks here, but reminding you, make sure you get out to the Guns and Hoses Hockey Challenge. It's Sunday, Baxter Arena at 3 p.m. You can buy your tickets at firstrespondersfoundation.org/hockey. You are supporting, obviously, the First Responders Foundation for police officers and firefighters and all first responders there. So make sure you go out and support them. It is Sunday, Baxter Arena, 3 p.m. There you go, DB.
Why is that for me?
Well,
it's for everybody.
You like first responders. You like hockey.
I do. I love first responders.
Big hockey guy.
I am.
You know,
we got national hockey this week. I don't really love
not a big corn dog guy, though, apparently.
I just vacuum seal the corn dogs. I don't eat them.
Deadshot says DB will eat 30-day vacuum sealed wrinkly dogs, but draws the line at green colored eggs.
You guys! They probably look like they've been left on the counter for a week.
Who asked you?
I don't do the green eggs either.
I would probably eat, as long as they're hot, I know they're going to taste like scrambled eggs. It was just off-putting, as though I assumed they would be cold.
Oh, it kind of throws you off mentally.
But I would like for you guys to know, I don't eat corn dogs. I don't know where that came from. You guys make it seem like I just eat whatever.
I think people assume because you were vacuum sealing the corn dogs that they were for you, but they're for Zoe.
Yeah, they're for my daughter.
The little child.
Child. Gosh.
Childish.
Also, like, you do kind of eat everything as long as it's been out for 14 hours minimum.
Only if it's just meat.
That was
necessary. No carbs.
I'll eat almost anything that used to walk or breathe or, swim.
Yeah.
Plants breathe, DB.
Not photosynthesis. I'm not into that.
He's out on chlorophyll.
Yeah. I'm out on photosynthesis. But it's fine. Like, you guys, I got some chicken thighs yesterday.
Okay.
I ended up paying like $1.78 for like 9 beautiful skinless chicken thighs.
Mm-hmm.
And I vacuum sealed them with such care. I was like, I paid less than $2 for these.
So, I mean, for chicken thighs, that makes sense to vacuum seal them.
Yeah, she hid them for me. She said, I thought of you. These some of the last ones we have left. We close tomorrow. And I was like, oh.
That's so nice.
I mean, it wasn't worth the tickets that I got her for a Nebraska game a couple months ago, but
is that your
who's keeping score?
Apparently you.
She's cool.
Is that your Sipples McDonald's right there?
Yeah, I do. So I asked her, I call her Jose Cuervo.
Okay.
Because about a week ago, I was going to soak some fruit.
Okay.
But of course, I'm not going to use good takaya. So I was like, let me just get some of this knockoff cheap stuff. It's for watermelon. I don't know. Some stupid cockamamie recipe.
Pitchy woo woo recipe.
Pitchy woo woo. And she's like, oh, This doesn't seem like your style. What are you doing with Josie Cuervo? And I never knew her name for like 3 years that I grocery shop there, but she's very nice to me, so I just called her Josie.
Yeah.
And then it turned into Cuervo.
Yeah.
So she may go to this. She may go to the. There's 2 locations I'm in the middle of. So
she may go to the other one.
Yeah. But then my buddy that always comes back from college, my little dude that always lets me know like when meat's really about to go on sale. Like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, this place can't function without me. I'll be at this and this location. I was like, air dap. Yeah, 70 to 80% off yesterday.
Miller time. That's a great poll from
What'd he
from
say?
Billy Madison. He goes, chlorophyll, more like borophyll.
Yeah, he was trying to be funny in his chemistry class. That would have been a terrible joke if he was back in high school in the 80s.
I know. It's still
At no point would that have been funny.
At no point did you make a coherent sentence. We're all dumber for having heard you speak.
So, and did people do the thing where they got out of their car and they just leaned against the hood? Was that a thing? I went to high school in the 80s. We didn't do that.
You were just like leaning against cars?
No.
Like pulling up in Trans Ams, be like, what's up? Putting out a vibe?
No, and have girls walk by and be like, what'd she say? What a loser. That movie was great. We have tip-off coming. I need some
chlorophyll. More like borophyll.
That was actually a low-key good movie.
That was a good movie.
Should I give TK a lock or B? He has not been nice enough to me.
Well, let's give everybody a lock. Let's give all of our friends here on the stream a lock.
No, we'll do it. Are we doing that?
Do it live. Let's do it live.
What the world is wrong with you?
If you've got one, let's hear it.
No, I just was wondering what people's thoughts were on the game. I couldn't get any opinions from you on how games were going to go today.
I was giving you lines like for a half hour this morning.
Well, I was giving you the lines and you were giving me what you thought was going to happen given those lines. I would say, hey, what would you make?
Yeah,
and then I would tell you what
matchups, and then I was giving you the lines.
and I would tell you exactly what it was. What I would do, I would get off to a very good start this morning, and I would lay the 6 and a for the St. Louis Billikens.
Ooh,
taking on George
The Billies?
Washington. But if you I like it. I like it a ton. But if you really want to lock it up.
Lock it up.
I would actually lock up.
Lock.
I actually would lock up St. Louis at 6.5. But and my man Ben is not gonna like to hear this, but you have got to lay the 6. I think Houston
hammers
Kansas.
I'm kind of on the same page.
I think 6 is not enough. It's like MC Hammer. Oh.
I'm not familiar with that one.
This MC Hammer, they put me in the mix.
I only know Can't Touch This.
That's why we pray.
Hey, we got to pray. Hey.
I don't know that one.
We got to pray just to make it today.
I only know Can't Touch This. Do.
Now, of all the MC Hammer songs, that is a strange pull.
That's a great mix. That's a great song.
It is.
There you go, Shane with the MC Hammer. You know he had some parachute pants back in the day.
I could see him wearing is it Zumbas? Lagoons? They were lagoons for us.
Zubaz pants?
Zubaz?
I think so. I think it's Zubazz.
Shane, did you used to wear those?
No, but I mean, MC Hammer follows me on Twitter, so why wouldn't I know that?
Wait, he does?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, he said it like we should.
Yeah.
MC Hammer has a Twitter account?
Of course he does. Of course he follows Shane.
What does MC Hammer tweet about?
Probably his Zubaz pants.
I don't think that's how you say it.
It is Zubaz, though. It's Zubaz. I just
But you
Googled
keep
it.
saying bass, like sea bass.
Well, yeah.
I think it's bass, like rootin'.
Like the Boz?
Yeah.
Brian?
Sure.
I'm more like
Shane, are you going to tell this backstory or are you just going to leave me hanging?
Yeah, why does MC Hammer follow you?
Probably from the Raiders.
You think he's just
you people that give me the most minimum of answers
that's
something that clearly needs an explanation.
Yeah, some context would be good.
Piss me off. It's almost as bad as the person that can never respond with anything good.
I was tweeting about
it's 65 degrees out. It's a nice day.
Oh, yeah, it's so windy.
Yeah,
though.
but it's so windy and there's going to be cloud. Like
it's not sunshiny at all.
Like, do you guys have to be like that?
I was tweeting.
Thank you.
About the Raiders a bunch. and I just happened to follow MC Hammer, and he probably looked at my profile and thought I was a good follower or a good follow because I was tweeting about the Raiders, and he likes the Raiders.
He thought you'd be a good follow? Was it you?
Yeah.
That is almost certainly not what happened. It's almost impossible.
That's exactly what
it's
happened.
almost impossible.
That's exactly
unless
what
he's
happened.
into like little people tossing.
Big Wolf of Wall Street guy.
Oh, that could have been bad.
I have a drop for that.
Boy, you talk about joke Tourette's.
I know. You're fighting it hard.
I have a drop for that.
What's that?
6 Big East games. Is this like a kid's chair? I feel like I don't need to be in like a Phil Jackson chair, but like, what the fuck?
Talk about people that never had anything good to say.
Or you.
Because the crowd didn't watch the game because I'm nobody's damn little brother.
Oh, that was Izzo.
The easiest job I got is just who.
I don't condone anything.
You know who's? I've had a big week on Twitter.
I didn't think I bumped the ref. I thought
I got.
But like, what is the worst thing that you'd say about me?
The one Kevin Kugler followed me back after our interview.
Yeah.
I got Kerry Cohorn followed me.
Yeah.
And then our guy yesterday, EJ Barthel, followed me on Twitter.
Oh,
I had a
man.
big week. It was a big week for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I was excited.
You may have to get outside of your 300 people you're following.
I'm excited.
Were you following EJ?
I was, and I followed him back though.
Yeah.
And I followed Kerry back.
I thought the best thing EJ said was he was waiting 3 years for us to have him come on the show.
I thought the best thing he said was, "Great question, Ravi. Great question."
Of course you did.
No, I was excited when he was like, "Man, I listened to the show. Been waiting for you guys to have me on."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I might have to get on him though, or be a better with my body. He's like, man, I check out your body language when I'm catching strays.
That's how you know he's like paying attention when he watches. Too.
Yeah, like, is my boy gonna defend me? I typically do. People just talk reckless.
Yeah, people don't know what they're talking about a lot of times.
Sit out here catching strays.
I know. People know what they're talking about.
I didn't know what kind of mood he was going to be in, but I wanted to get into, hey, what would you do with your job if Dana didn't discover Emmett?
I want to be like, have you ever had a 1,500-yard rusher and everybody thought nothing to do with the running backs coach?
I didn't feel like that was the time.
You know the funniest?
I was thinking it though.
You know the funniest part of that is like we didn't like the offensive line either. So you'd think maybe someone else would get credit, and like he seems logically in line. Nope,
just Emmett.
All Emmett. It's unbelievable. He must be the first overall pick, right? Unreal.
Child.
That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We will be back on Monday with more Hurrdat Sports Live, but you can also catch a special selection show with me and Austin Jacobson Sunday at 5 after the brackets get revealed. So make sure you check out that on Hurrdat Sports as well. We'll see y'all on Sunday and Monday.